Glitnir Faith tab, and you can see that on our establishment of the new Glitnir religion into this region, we're currently at H, the warrior elite, where we're recruiting a soldier body to represent the faith in the region. From there, we could possibly be pushing back to a supernatural retaliation. That would not be our god. That would be from either other gods or other faiths. Or we could slip into assassins and curses, where other faiths are attacking us with more subterfuge. Or we could slip over into the franchise model, where we would start to let others that we haven't even met start to build their own temples and write their own dogma. And whether or not later on that results in a backlash or a war between, our own faith, who knows. But we're at H, and part of what we're doing in the Caucasus region is we're trying to mitigate problems in other city-states so that they will eventually submit peacefully to fealty to us and our new city of Rostov. Now, we left off in Itil. Everyone hear me all right, correct? I was trying to play with my volume a little bit, but we also have the problems of two non-human groups that are restricting the river passages between two areas. And there are 3 ruins that we're reasonably ashore to have 3 other pieces of the different Egyptian relics, of which we found the wand. And the wand of Haket we left in Itil to help solve their problem with population diminishing and death there. So I typically start with Rusty, and we'll continue to follow that trend. Rusty, can you see the longboat if you go over to the Caucasus region map?
I'm in the Caucasus region, and I see a longboat, yes, near Itil.
Yes, I just saw it move. So that's our boat, and we're still presently at the start of another mission, so it wouldn't matter anyway. Our longboat techniques are fully maxed out on our vessel. The choices are pretty much you can look at any place on this map and decide, well, let's go investigate, for instance, the filth-eating Saurians. I would not suggest that. It's not an objective at this point. We have still not placated to Mut Arakan, Sarkel, and we determined that Kiev is on the map, but we don't need to do anything. It falls under a different baron, Rick.
Just a quick question. This blue line, is that a river or a border?
The light blue line is just highlighting the Google map rivers.
So we
did that answer your question, I hope?
Yeah, we can sail north.
Yes, you may definitely sail up and down those rivers. So anywhere there's a river, and your boat is the sort of thing that it's, if need be, you can put that thing on sleds and drag it wherever you need it as well. Your crew has done that many times.
So I think we should probably visit Barda, and so go down to the Caspian, go along the coast, and go to Barda. Can we avoid the filth eating if we?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So go to Barda and then eventually end up at the high ruins.
Okay, I see. So that's a good plan.
Go back to the coast, go south, and then up this little river to Barda.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
Okay, let's find out what mishaps are happening in Barda that we can try to placate. Now, when we get there, we find that it's a place that's been ransacked by the various Saurian groups. They come there and they pillage the area and they take slaves away. They're also very divided in that the leader of the place, he is a chieftain, Tyler. He has a number of very ambitious siblings that are, for instance, the champion Silas, his half-brother Victor, and his younger brother Alex. They're all basically causing trouble and want either greater positions around Barda or absolute control themselves. So the one thing that he would probably would like us to do is either kill one of his main antagonists or convince the court itself that Barda, as an important city, needs one established leader, and it is him. So, Rusty, how would you like to play this? That's the politics of Barda.
Okay. So what does Barda need other than being a consolidation of power?
Well, you could, for instance, try to solve some of the problems that the filth-eating Saurians are constantly raiding them for slaves. That won't necessarily solve their problem with ambitious kin. You can also use magic to reduce the pestilence of the city. They're really plagued by horseflies. If you want to use magic to try to prevent that, that alone will not put Barda in your good graces, but it would help to calm some of the tension there.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good plan. We'll we'll go ahead and get rid of the horseflies with magic.
How would you like to proceed?
Well, let's see. Horseflies definitely are not going to be happy about let's see.
You could always use fire, but Barda itself probably would not.
Yeah, pyrotechnics. So you take the house. It would take the village up with it. So, or the town up with it.
Oh, come on, you're good at magic. You can just make it so it just uses it. The fire only kills the
wings of the flies.
Let's see.
He could make his magic only burn the wings of the fly. He might have to combine it with something else. And welcome, Tony. We're playing Outlands.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought we were playing Eraten.
Yeah, we finished up the Eraten. It was just a one-off.
Oh, okay.
I think I'll use demonic and conjure up a whole bunch of flying bats that love horseflies.
It's definitely going to scare the people, but that may not be a bad thing. Your level is what level, Rusty?
I'm level 7, almost level 8. I'm only missing magic monstrosity and half of prudence.
Give me a roll of difficult, a roll of 2 dice of 7. You could certainly make roll if you wish, and 2 dice of 7 with your. What would you like to use to conjure? Conjuration, I take it, right? I see your 15 there, so just for our explanation. So conjuration, the bats are there, and now I'm going to go to the next person around the table, which is Greg. Greg, the people are saying that the very heavens are trying to punish them. That all these bats are appearing in the sky. What do you do to placate the population that this is a good thing? We're trying to eliminate the horseflies.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, bats eat insects, so that's the perfect thing. Gosh, should I be using a skill or a swaggering technique here?
You can use a skill. You can use a swaggering. You can use your general traits. Just tell us a little story and make sure that you drive it home with an ability your character actually has.
Okay, well, let's see.
For instance, let's just stage it by saying there's 10 gentle women that are in hysterics. How do you handle that?
Oh Lord, I am the wrong person for that.
And don't start backhand slapping them.
No, exactly. Let me look at.
We'll get the PC crowd against us.
I have charismatic style. Charisma works against.
It does. Charisma is definitely a calming function. So you're going to stand there stalwart among the bats to show that they're harmless.
And I'm gonna be charming as all get out. Yeah, exactly. See,
your level of your character is what, Greg?
I am a paltry level 3.
Well, paltry level 3 means you need to make 2 dice for 12, and you certainly can make roll that if you wish.
Yeah, I get 1 make roll, or I have 1 make roll right now.
They would reset, I would think, probably, since it's been so long since we played Outlands. We're going to go ahead and So you are level 3. You have 3 make rolls.
All right. Well, let's burn a make roll on that. I mean,
sounds like an easy thing to do.
Early in the campaign, but it's a 12, so there we go.
And we'll continue down now. The whole thing seems to be working, Fred, but it would also help if we had something that could clean the city a little bit. Strong wind would help disperse both the bats and the flies now that we've gotten the solution, or some sort of elevating of the water to sort of drench the place. How do you want to try to help clean the city? You can also just organize people to clean it up.
Celestial, and see if I can get the gods to intervene with some wind then.
Okay, that sounds like a great
glorious.
thing. What? Oh, you have it glorious as well. What is your level, sir?
4
4. Give me a roll of 10, please.
on 2 dice.
2 dice.
Nope.
Okay, so I think we got a little bit of feedback going. Is that on my end, or we have an idea that the city needs to be cleaned, and I go to Tony. Are you with us, sir?
Indeed I am. Which city are we talking about?
We're in Barda. We're on the Caucasus region map of Outlands, if you're actually in the games.
I am. Barda, I have no idea where Barda is at.
It's
Barda, it is where the ship is. Does that help?
It's near the Iranian border with
Yep, I see it now.
north of Iran.
And Rusty is relying on people's knowledge of geography. Probably not the best of, even though we are war gamers, and you'd hope that people know where the Crimean region is and the Caucasus region is. It's Barda, Tony, as we sailed there from Itil. That was what we ended up with last adventure several weeks ago, probably before Christmas. We had left the Wand of Haket with the governor there in Itil to try to help solve his problems. And I see Mike is trying to join in. Nice, Mike.
Yeah, Mike and Laura will be joining in.
Super. Are they in transit or are they at home?
They're in Ireland right now.
Well, wonderful.
They were dealing with a fire alarm.
We're in Florida.
Says they're in
We're
Florida
back in
and
the
their
US,
and
but
their
we're on-
hotel
on
is
the
on
East Coast.
fire. Well, you may want to not game while your hotel is on fire, but
The hotel is not on fire. The situation's been taken care of. It's just the alarm system has an issue. I am on a different laptop, so oh, good, we own Ireland. I'm on a different laptop, so I think you'll need to free up Hugin for me.
okay. Let me see if I can do that. And welcome home, by the way.
While you're doing that, what am I trying to do here?
Put the fire out on the city.
You are trying to cleanse the filth that's also helping to breed the flies. And a strong wind and rain is not doing it. You can organize people to the task. You can use magic. You can use any of your swaggering. You can pick a swaggering that you do not have and try to roll it.
Let's see.
And welcome Conrad as well.
Magic guy. Well, you know what the best cleaning crews are? The people that clean 24 hours a day. So I use my necromancy and animate skeletons to clean the filth.
Okay. Again, it's probably the people first had to deal with the bats, so we'll go back around to Greg calming the people. Yes, skeleton certainly as a cleaning crew would be a very novel way of taking care of the problem. Your level is 7, or are you an 8-er?
I'm an 8.
Give me a roll of 5, please.
Okay, I'm going to roll. What can I try to make it glorious? Lock it as glorious on this?
You can lock it as glorious on a 5. However, I will have to have you say that you're going to have to at least give a little bit more explanation, because you typically would not just directly use magic. So how do you think this is coming? Is it coming from your magic shield? Is it coming from your horse? Do you think it's coming from your horse? Do you think it's coming from your sword? You know, are your boots suddenly bringing skeletons from the ground? You just need to justify in your own mind, even though we know it's your innate magic working here.
Oh gosh, it's actually it's wherever my mount walks that the dead rise and rise up behind it and follow me.
A very spiritual beast. Give me a roll of 5 to lock it or lose it.
Okay. Exactly a 5. There you go.
Your horse looks back at you going, hey, don't blame me for this. I assume you have a talking horse as well?
I do, yes. It is a talking horse.
Okay. We come around to my character, and for the moment, I can go ahead and defer. We're back around to Rusty. Rusty, your plan to rid the city of horseflies is almost complete. And then Tony comes walking along with half a cohort of skeletal warriors, which you have at first no idea what's happening, and then you see that they have mops. How are you going to placate the fears of the gentleman in charge of Barda and his family that we're of the wrong ilk here, that we're not?
Obviously, we're going to have to cast a mass illusion that the peasants.
Oh, they're just scullery maids.
They're a work crew brought in by Tony.
A work crew brought in by Tony, and with magic deception on them. Oh boy, you guys can be your own cult, I tell you. Oh, we are starting a religion. Your level, you told me, was, I believe,
7.
7. It's a roll of a 7 on 2 dice for you, Rusty.
Got it.
Yeah, 15 followed by a 15.
I'm wasting them. Yeah.
We'll let Conrad wrap it up so that he has a chance to. I haven't even gotten around the mic. We might as well have Mike as well. Conrad, this is another one of your early game chances to add new swaggering or lock something at glorious on a difficult roll. We're trying to cleanse the city of Barda and eliminate the horseflies. To recap, we summoned bats to help eat the horseflies, and Greg has been going through the city and using his charisma to calm the nerves of people, that the bats are a good thing. They're a natural thing coming from the caves of the high ruins. And then Fred was bringing celestial rain down to help wash the streets. Tony showed up with 100 skeletal warriors, of which Rusty has massed them. I think I've pretty much summed up what has happened to Barda on this day. How are you going to add to your element to this, and what are you doing?
I'm going to use my scintillating blade to try to drive them away. I do not have scintillating.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna command your sword to catch fire, or at least become a bug zapper, right?
Right. So that's
sounds great.
Difficult roll. I am level 5, which means it is a 10.
That is correct. On a 10, you are now a scintillating blade.
There we go, and I have failed.
Yes, he has failed. And Laura,
trying to hit a fly with a blade, I can see why that would fail.
No, I was just trying to make it scintillate.
Trying to attract them into it. Laura, are you gaming with us tonight? Are you basically
Laura may join us later. She is currently on another phone call, and I don't think she's decided whether or not she's going to come in yet.
Oh, Conrad, you get to roll twice.
Not for task resolution.
Not for task. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
The with increasing level comes an easier roll. Mike, you've heard the situation at hand. What are you going to add to the whole shebang?
Okay. First off, I'm playing Hemming, son of Ivar, who I see at the far right of the character bar. At the top of the screen, he is level 2, and let me.
You now have control of him.
Thank you. I will update him in a moment. I will. I kind of want to do what Conrad kind of tried with the scintillating blade, but he didn't need light to drive away the flies. He needed fire from a hellish blade. Okay.
That would be what level is your character?
2.
2. That would be a roll of a 12. To create the hellish blade and not set the city on fire, or create some sort of demon pit.
Sorry, I haven't set up my dice yet. So 5.
That's half of the roll.
5 plus.
5 plus. Hit it again.
I'm clicking it and it's not going.
Is it showing for you as well or not?
No, it's not showing for me.
Okay.
You just have to right click roll.
Well, somebody, Tony gave you help there. Go ahead and see if you can set your dice up and test them all for us, Mike. 1 die, 2 dice, and 3 dice, and then we'll let
Here we
you.
Go. There's a 2d8. 9. Still don't make it.
A 9 is missed by a couple, and now because you guys have been using so much magic in this city, it has attracted an enchanter, and I think we should have a little battle against an enchanter who's a misanthrope, was troubled that so much magic was used. He doesn't want a competitor in the city. Now, I actually have a table for this, and let me see if I can find it. It is Q&D Fighting Misanthropes and Madmen. There is a result on that table success in the enemy magic is neutralized, like under a king. Rusty would be happy to know that there are no banes on this table. I can do it one of two ways, depending upon whether or not you high-level guys want to check ignobles. I can either make you all take actions on this table until everyone gets the success to neutralize enemy magic affecting their own area of the city, of which when somebody gets their own roll, they can cover for somebody else, similar to the way we use skirmish and cutlass. Or I can just make it as a group. You guys need to get one roll successful, and the results of these tables, the difficulties range from 10 to 13, so choice is you. I'll let Greg Morrison make that choice. Are we doing this as a group, Greg? No ignobles to be checked? Are we, at least for the battle, could be ignoble to check for calming Barda down. Or are we doing this individually, of which you guys can help one another out as you make your own rolls?
Okay, so the rolls are 10 to 12. We each make our own rolls. And how many people in the group have to succeed, and what's the penalty for failure?
So if we decide we're going to do this as a group, we only need one success. If we decide that every individual needs to make his own roll, then you probably have about 7, 8 people playing right now. All 7 people would have to successfully flip. It looks like
we would have to succeed
kings and aces
7 times cumulatively, assuming people went back in.
Correct. I'll also add the flair, though, that if we get the same card twice, I'll change the bad result to also add success and enemy magic is neutralized.
Note
as long
that
as it comes up twice.
The lowest
did we
roll on
say
this
there
table
was no
is an 8 for an ace. The highest is a 13, with the average being an 11.
So, and there's no banes.
There's bad results on some of the
it's a mischaracterization on my part, Greg. They're all banes in a way.
I think we might be safer doing it as a group and just getting past this, huh?
It is safer to do as a group, but what's the purpose of play?
To survive and not die?
Oh, to check ignobles.
I'm going to say yes, it is to survive and not die. Greg, here's your first card, sir. You got yourself a high priestess on the misanthrope table. That actually I'm going to interpret as being in personal combat. So let me go back to that. If I still remember, it's 95, the page number. Close to it.
It's
95 for a high priestess.
This is in the tool. It's in the chat.
Conrad is on the spot.
Gain a random wizardry swaggering. If you already have the talent, then take it at glorious. If it's already glorious and locked, you gain nothing.
It's inverted, Greg, so we're going to skip down just a little bit.
Inverted. All players increase by half a d8 their tally on the warped outcome. None of these events are actually generated. The tally just merely raises steadily.
As we commonly say, thanks, Greg. Here's my half d8. It's a 2.
It's a 1.
4. Oh, how pleasant.
I am eternally at a 19.
Yeah. I'm quite a bit higher than that.
And and here comes your actual card, Greg. And it is the Tower. Still not there yet. Who shuffled this deck? The Tower says, if I find it, and it is an inverted tower. Doesn't get any worse than inverted tower, does it? All the regular results apply, plus the enemy is enraged. The other shoe drops. More opponents arrive at the battle. Okay. Well, the decision has been made for you, Greg, whether you wanted it or not. Everyone needs to make a survival roll on this table. This will be do or die for a few of your characters. And here's your actual card, Greg. King of Swords. Beautiful card to start with for you. So fear not. It's the other players who will need to sacrifice.
Okay, the foe is more threat as a soldier than as a magic user, but right now he seems neither. For the moment, he's happy, bellowing demands and howling curses at the sun or moon. Success in enemy magic use is neutralized. If the character is trait rugged, difficulty reduces by 3, difficulty 12, advantage, mount, sturdy, Q. If the character is rugged, where are my frickin' traits? I am not rugged. Damn it, I'm everything but rugged, apparently.
Give me a 2 dice roll of 12. You certainly can make roll, but then we're back. You're rapidly depleting your make rolls.
10.
7. Unfortunately, that does not do it. You're still on the tables. Fred, here comes your card. How about a 6? Misanthrope 6.
I'm gonna go let the dogs out because they're
Okay.
old.
Rusty,
And
well,
You
And our
flipped me a
tip-
card. What was it for?
I'll be back in just a bit.
Am I
You're
in
missing
combat?
6.
Okay, who's going
In the
out?
chat.
All right, come on, ladies.
It's in the chat, Fred. We lose Fred?
Can't hear him. Can you hear me?
yeah, I hear you, Mike.
Okay.
I hear Tony as well. We lose you, Fred. He was having trouble the other time with his router. I wonder if he had the same thing again. We have Fred's in the chat. We will go ahead and catch back up with him. Tony, here comes your card. How about a chariot?
How about a chariot? Dishearten and disorder the enemy until the deck. Oh, wait, inverted. Your crew of servitors has kept to assigned task. Gain 1 random longboat technique. Note, glorious techniques are not possible with the group's longboat. This boon may occur even if combat is far away from the group's seahorse.
We have all the longboat swaggering already, but I'm going to add an extra one if we should go ashore of Battle Hard for this adventure, which is not bad to have since we'll probably be entering the underworld sometime. And I go on to your actual card, Tony, is the world. Still in majors.
Great. The world says, only says not, if possible, combat has moved inside or below deck. The main change is that the mount techniques no longer apply for any advantage or to allow calculated methods produced solely by mount techniques. Okay?
Okay, so no mount techniques for this battle. And here comes your card. Magician.
What? You didn't shuffle, did you?
I did shuffle, because how can I not shuffle? I hit the F12.
Yeah, I'm not believing in that. A nexus of strange power forms. All players must select magical method next round.
No, what I'll do is I'll say that was an actual plus, and so I'm going to give you all a plus one in this combat. That was the magician in this case, since it's not inverted, will be a benefit to us against this magician. Here comes your card. Will we finally get one? Queen.
The queen of coins. Queen, barehanded he pummels because he has no fit weapon. He breaks nearly everything he touches. Fail and suffer a vicious wound. Flair, strange sight awards the character wizardry a demigod. Oh, already got it. If the character is skilled armor, smithy, the difficulty reduces by 3. Difficulty 10, advantage, swagger, mastery of shield. Let's see here. Am I a skilled armor? I am an armor smithy. And it's a mastery of shield, which I do not have. So I am 2 dice of a 7 then.
2 dice for a 7. Also 2 dice for a 6 because we're adding +1 from that wizard's card we got.
There we go.
And you have picked up Mastery of the Shield, and you are, does it say you're out of the battle with this? It is, let me see. No, just avoid the vicious wound. If it happens again, another queen, then we'll have the option of getting away.
I'm back.
My flip, thank you, Rusty. My flip is a knight. His glaive has been slowly growing in virtues for a lifetime, just like your shorter blade. Ring bright, a shower of sparks as steel crashes and locks, the ultimate test. Success, the enemy is neutralized, but fail and knocked unconscious. I'm winning either way here. If the character is skilled berserker, the difficulty reduces by 3. Am I a berserker? A berserker. I am not a berserker. I am energetic from the legions, but I am not a berserker. Blade hellish. Blade of hellish. I am blade hellish. Blade hellish gives me 3 dice, looking for a 10 with the +1. Here comes my advantage dice roll. Having trouble with my mouse going akimbo. I am out of the battle. And I join Tony. No, I do not join Tony. One other person got out of the battle, I thought, or did we miss? No, I'm the first out of the battle. I claim bragging rights of sitting in the bar. Rusty, here's your result. You need an 8, sir.
You were the first to run from battle.
Calm his fears, offer him wine, placate his delusions, etc.
Send him to the bar with red.
You dare not arouse his true fury. Of course, spike the brew, assuming he would accept. Fail, and player must select escape going forward. If the character is trait clever, I am. The difficulty reduces by 3, difficulty 12, advantage apothecary, and I am an apothecary. So
Very
3
good.
dice for a 9.
3 dice for you are clever, which makes it a 9, plus we're +1 in this battle as if we have the tactics pip. So you are successfully avoiding the runaway. And in that case, we wouldn't make you take a cards for escape, Rusty. What we would do instead is that your slot would have to be covered by somebody else. And I go on to Conrad. Conrad, here comes your card. How about a 2?
2 is always good. Turn him into a pincushion, putting an arrow specifically into any part of his body, which he gestures or motions with to conjure. Fail and add a half d8 steps towards oblivion on your total tally of warped outcomes. Thanks again, Greg. Finally, and a flare, strange insight awards the character wizardry geomancy. That's skill C as in Charlie. If the character is a skilled acrobat, the difficulty reduces by 3. Difficulty 13, advantage skill bowman. So if I'm an acrobat, it drops by 3, and I am not an acrobat.
Gifted skill.
Gifted skill. No, I do not have gifted skills at all. So it was a 13, less 1 is a 12. I am a bowman. I'm rolling 3 dice.
3 dice for a 12.
That up, and I have succeeded, and I pick up C, was it, as in Charlie?
You
which
picked
was
up geomancy no matter what, so...
Thanks, Greg.
And on the, you did not take any
welcome.
warped outcome. Next time we flip a 2, it could possibly allow somebody to escape. I go to Mike. Mike, here comes your card. How about a Wheel of Fortune?
Oh, perfect. I will reshuffle the deck then.
And here comes your card, a 6, Mike.
Oh, 6s are always terrible. God. Give me a 6 as my first card. It's like you're not happy to have me back. Tingle all over, spasm as your muscles convulse and course with electricity. Fail and suffer a vicious wound, regardless suffer shaken penalty. Flare, strange insight at least awards the character voltaic. Thanks, Greg. If the character is trait bold, he is. Difficulty reduces by 3. Difficulty 12. Advantage skill, grit, fortitude. Let's check that. I do not have grit, fortitude, so I need a 9, and we're a +1 for the battle. I need an 8 on 2 dice, rolling once. I'll take that 12, and I will take that that free voltaic.
It sounds good if you don't have free voltaic. But it doesn't get you out of the battle. The next time this comes up, we'll have the chance. You just avoid the vicious wound, which is nice. And Mike, it wasn't that the deck hated you coming back. It was all deterministic. We go on to Greg, who is still in the battle. And Greg, you got an 8.
Got an 8. And 8. Which
This is the
is
second 8 we've had in the
Yep,
battle,
got
because
calm his fears, offer him wine, placate his delusions, etc. You dare not arouse his true fury. Of course, spike the brew, assuming he would accept. Fail, and the player must select escape going forward. If the character is trait clever, the difficulty reduces by 3. I am trait clever.
That's the second 8 we've had.
Oh, okay.
Because I got an
No.
8.
What happens is he still has the result, but if he's successful at the roll, he has successfully placated magic in his area of the city. If he fails the roll, he still then goes to escape. In essence, he's hiding in the city, and we have to cover for him later. So it's do or die in a way for you here, Greg.
Even
Because
though
you're
we've
clever,
had an
it's a
8
roll of
before?
a 9. Down 1, it's a roll of an 8. Are you an apothecary?
I'm not an apothecary.
And it's
I'm
one
not
roll.
an 8
Gre-
that roll.
Greg has decided to hide, so somebody's going to have to cover for him, Tony.
But I thought you said if we got duplicates,
Okay.
we clear the magic.
No, if we get duplicates, we add the ability that success will clear the magic. It's not
okay.
an automatic.
Okay. Now
So
I understand.
along with the fail, the player must select escape. You add the caveat success, and a magic will end for the person. I go on to Fred. Fred, are you back yet with us?
Yeah, just signing in right now. What's going on?
Okay, so you had a result before. It was a 6, I believe. I can't remember. Well, we'll just flip a card fresh for you. You guys are fighting a misanthrope magic user, an enchanter that has been attracted to the city by all the magic use. Are you ready for a card flip, or do you want us to give you another 5?
Yeah, go ahead. You're going to have to read it for me. I'm having
That'll
trouble
be
getting
fine.
Epic
2 of
Table
rods.
to
I will
come
read it
back
out
up.
for you. Your 2 says that you turn him into a pincushion, putting an arrow specifically in any part of his body, which he gestures or motions with to conjure. Success, and you may placate the magic in your area of the city. Fail and add a half d8 steps toward oblivion. Flare strange insight awards the character Geomancy C, so you can pick up Geomancy when you get your character sheet back up. And if the character is an acrobat, are you an acrobat, Fred?
Negative.
Would reduce by 3. Difficulty of 13. Advantage skill bowman. We have a +1 from other person's action. 12 on 3 dice in order to save yourself in a portion of the city.
Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Let's see if I can roll some dice here.
If you're ready to roll, or else I got some dice here. I can dice for you.
Let's see if it will go. No, it's not going to go to dice roll right now. You're going to have to roll the dice for me.
Here it comes. 3 dice because you are a bowman. And I have successfully, or should say you have successfully made that roll because it is a 13, down 1 for the ability, right?
You roll for me from now on.
Well, I can roll for you, and you can roll for me, and that would be terrible because we'd be accusing each other all night. Tony, you are still in the battle, correct?
Indeed I am, yes.
Here's a 4 for you, sir. First time a 4's appeared.
Red escaped, right?
A 4 tells me dark forces gather you high and hurl you a mile away. Well, probably 20 feet. But you will embellish the story later. Fail and lose any swaggering technique. This loss may be taken personally or from your weapon, mount, or magical abilities. It may even be I can't read. It may even be severed collectively on the group's longboat at present. A character without techniques is outright slain. Flare, if this happens at sea, it is, right? Or no?
We're considering the fact that it was on the boat.
Okay.
So,
the player is cast out of combat, not for a river, but truly at sea. He'd have to take his time, find his bearings, and attempt to swim to shore. If the character is a skilled brawler, the difficulty reduces by 3. Difficulty 9, advantage skill acrobat.
we're not that far out that you wouldn't be able to get back in time for more of this. You don't get out that easily, our Stellari.
All right, let's see. Am I a brawler? That would be a...
He's 20 feet away. He can't find the ship.
It's a rugged.
Right.
I am a brawler. So the first thing says I am a brawler, which means that's a -3. So it becomes a 6, and we're +1, so it becomes a 5.
A 5 to keep the longbow from losing a portion of its skilled men.
And I am an acrobat, so...
Do we have any clevers? That would reduce that, too. I mean...
3 dice of a 5. It's going to be a tough one. I have succeeded.
666, boy, and we're fighting a misanthrope. He's now turned into a higher demon by that roll. You're still in the battle, though, Tony. I'm out of the battle. Do I want to try to take a card and cover for Greg? I pass on that. Somebody else more capable who has double rolls. I don't have double rolls. I go on to Rusty. Rusty, you're still in the battle. Is that correct?
Yep.
And here comes a 3 for you.
Let's see. Misanthropes. Let's see. Perhaps you will regret laughing at the hunches over elderly Castor as his furnishings and stature come alive. Fail and knocked unconscious. Regardless, add a half D8 steps towards oblivion on your tally of warped outcomes. Add tally only, not extra mishap. Flare, strange insight towards the character. Wizardly animate objects. If the character's trait methodical, I am. The difficulty reduces by 3. Difficulty 8. Advantage trait gifted. So that doesn't. Do I get animate objects as gifted?
You get automatic animated objects automatically. Are you as you have you locked out of glorious?
I'm already glorious. So
okay.
It doesn't matter. So
No,
let's
it
see.
will
I'm
not matter.
looking at trait gifted, which I am. So 3 dice for a 5, because I'm also
3 dice for a 4 because we're also +1 because of our situation in the
and-
battle. The gift,
because I'm
the magician
methodical
card.
and I have trait gifted. So okay.
If
All right.
anyone can roll 3 dice for a 2, it's Rusty.
It's me. I tried, but
You tried, but he made it. And unfortunately, that doesn't. All that does is avoid the warped outcome, or I should say, knocked unconscious. You automatically get that half D8 warped outcome. How about an extra 4 points of warped outcome, Rusty?
Well, I'm up to 38.
38. You're probably at the point where you're going to start to either define your magic in a certain fashion, or you're going to attract a mentor. But it does not generate the result of the mishap, it says. Conrad, over to you. You're still in the battle, correct?
Yes.
How about a 5 for you?
5s are always good.
A 5 is first time that's been flipped.
Of course it is. It's good. 5s are terrible. He may not be holding a sword. Regardless, make sure he can't point his wand properly. Fail and all players suffer shaken penalty. If the character is a skilled duelist, the difficulty reduces by 3. Difficulty 12, advantage C, sword arm Q. I am not a... No, I am a skilled duelist. So the number is now an 8. I'm sorry, a 9 less 1 is an 8. Skill C, sword arm Q. I do not have that.
You
So
can
rolling-
always cover with the longboat if you wish.
I'm going to use a make roll and pick Q up.
That's
about that?
fine. And you have successfully avoiding the shake it penalty for all of us. Thank you. Mike, here comes your card. The
Go for it.
Fool.
Fitting.
Probably
Delight in
is,
the
but
sport. All players must take 1 round of irregular actions. How are we going to flare that?
We're going to take away our +1 for the battle for that one.
Thanks,
Greg.
Mike.
Oh, thanks, Mike. Okay.
Here you go, Mike. How about a knave?
How about a knave? Ah, love it.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. Truly, no sane person would use these darkest spells ever imagined. Demon stuff of a kind elder races forgot or hope to exterminate all who dare use.
That does
Ah,
suit your
Hugin would
character.
love This.
Yeah,
No,
your
I'm not playing Hugin. I'm playing my level 2 guy.
Oh. Well, maybe he's rubbing off on Hugin.
Yeah. Fail and suffer a vicious wound again. Flare. Strange insight awards the character wizardry demonic. If character is trait gifted, he is. Difficulty reduces by 3. Difficulty 10. Advantage skill delver. I am a delver. So
7 on 3
I
dice
need
to
a
avoid the
7
wound.
on 3 dice.
Now, are you shaken, or was that something you avoided?
No, I
last time?
succeeded on that roll, so I was not shaken. Oh no! Regardless, character is shaken.
regardless, the character was shaken. I thought,
Yep.
yeah.
So that's a -2, right?
It is.
So I need a 9 on 3 dice.
9 on 3 dice.
Maybe time for a make roll.
Or, I would like to check an ignoble on this. I'm just going to roll a 16.
Well,
and
if you want to check either battle, if you want to check battle, you'd have to get the a non-make roll situation, but everything else could possibly be checked. Greg, you're still in this battle, is that correct?
I ran away to hide.
Greg ran away to hide. Fred, you're still in this
Right.
battle, is that correct, or did we get you out of last time?
Yeah, I'm here. What's going on here?
Here comes
your
death card.
Yeah.
no, I
roll-
think
roll-
I
give me a
think you
card.
got out though, Fred, didn't you? You
I
Fred
succeeded.
was-
something.
There was a
Oh,
double.
wait a second. Fred was second roll of an 8, so yeah, Fred was out of the battle. Tony, there's your death card.
All right, thank you. Yeah, that's a great card. Death says gain a random personal swaggering. If you already have the technique, then take it as glorious.
18, so that puts us somewhere around
18 is speed and guile, and I already have that one. So what does it say when I have it?
it's
And
locked
already-
as glorious.
It is locked as I already have it locked as glorious.
Well,
and there's
then
a twist.
we pretty much know then that your speed and guile is locked as glorious. Here's your actual
Then you
card.
died.
Hold
Hope.
on, there's a twist. Diluted with bloodlust until the deck reshuffles. All players reduce the difficulty. We all get a +4 bonus, but the difficulty of all banes goes up by 4. So Tony gave us all a +4 to dice until the deck shuffles.
With the inverted Hierophant card, Mike, or
I thought it was death, right?
oh,
With
but
death.
it is death. Yeah, does death have a twist
it
on it as
inverted?
well?
Was it inverted?
No, it was not.
Then yeah, there's a twist. It's in the chat. Diluted with bloodlust until the deck reshuffles. All players lower difficulty of card actions by 4. So we all got a +4 to dice.
Yep.
But it says, unfortunately, difficulty of all banes increases by 4.
Mm-hmm.
And these are banes, Mike. So your due diligence has made it so we're -4 defensive modifier in this battle now.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, you betcha.
I'm going to switch this back, though, and the guy's going to be doing his final, whirlwind tornado of fire that we need to defeat. So the next action that defeats will actually end this battle. So, Tony, you're Hierophant next.
The Pope inverted. All players lose 1 make roll from their total. This loss is no benefit except to sustain the status quo. Any player without a make roll is unaffected.
And that puts me at 3 make rolls down to 2.
Okay, I'm down to 7 now.
Thanks, Tony.
You bet. Hey, I do what I can.
And you're just trying to spice it up, and here comes the 5 for you. It is the second time a 5 has been played, so you have a chance of win.
All right. He may not be holding a sword. Regardless, he makes sure he can't point his wand properly. Fail, and all players suffer shaken. If the character is skilled duelist, which I am, the difficulty reduces by 3, so it becomes a 9. Swaggering C sword arm, Q, and I guess it goes up by 4. So that becomes
up by 4, down by 3.
Okay, and do we still have that +1?
We do not. That got canceled by the Fool card that came up.
Okay, so I am a 13 then. C sword arm. I do not have C sword arm. I'm having to roll a 3 times.
3 times for his level 8 Stellare.
There you go.
And on the second time, he has defeated the Misanthrope. Did anyone use a make roll in that battle? I cannot remember.
Nope.
Oh, wait, yes, Conrad used one, didn't he, to get
Conrad used a make roll.
So you cannot check battle military strategy from this, but you can check the others. I will even let you check, because that was a very difficult thing. Probably I'll let you check heroics for this as well.
For level 2?
It's, yes, but for level 2, definitely. But do you want to make sure, did you really want an enchanted thing at a level 2 heroics, Mike?
No.
I will check it at level 4, going toward 5, because I think that puts it exactly where I need to be enchanted.
That could be a magic monstrosity. He was a magic monstrosity.
Definitely magic monstrosity for you.
We killed the evil wizard Bard's Tale.
For level 7, I assume that can it be a magic monstrosity or not?
Sure.
All right. Okay.
All right. Okay, we're moving on to Barda. We still have a court to resolve. And we've passed from Rusty. We go on to Conrad. Now, Conrad, the situation in Barda, we eliminated the horseflies, which generally has put everyone at ease, which is really nice. They also like the fact that we defeated that enchanter who probably was causing the horseflies there, wouldn't you think?
Of course.
Where are we anyway?
We're in the Caucasus region map, Barda, at the bottom, Mike.
So Barda is the town we're in. Barda's not the name of the dude we just slew.
He'll be the Wizard of Barda.
Okay.
Or was the Wizard of Barda. We actually probably did not slay him as much as we dispelled him. He was he might have been conjured by Tony for all we know, but we're not going to blame Tony's horse for that. Conrad, did you want to stick around and try to placate the ambitious kin of this gentleman, the chieftain Tyler, who runs Barda, in which case we can cross Barda off as a place that we need to placate, or do we want to continue on to the high ruins? It's entirely up to you.
So we want to make Barda happy before we move on?
You can.
Is that correct?
If we can.
Yeah, let's stay and make them happy.
Okay, so you
eat their food and rape their women, that sort of thing.
Well, and that's not
that makes everyone love you.
Yeah, that's in this
Drink
place. That
wine.
would not be worried too much about that because that happens from the Saurians coming in. But you have 3 different people who are basically the guy's brother, siblings. You have Silas, Victor, and Alex, and all of them want either a greater role or they want to take their brother's place. So we'll go around the table and Silas. Silas is is a champion. He's your classic D&D fighter. What do you do to increase his role so that he feels like he's more valued in the city, or do you decide to kill the ruler of Barda and put him in charge, which ends this?
So we haven't seen the other two brothers yet, correct?
That is correct.
Don't know
We're going
who
to
they
do one
are.
brother at a time.
I would like to show him how to use a shield. Actually, no. I want to show him how to use Killer Instinct to make him a better warrior.
That would be great, but in relation to what? Because he wants more responsibility in the city, so to speak. So do you put him in charge of the horsemen? Do you tell him that the river needs to be dredged and put him in charge of that? These guys probably want like that job of dredging the river. It sounds like that would be a hideous job, except it's going to have tax money and tithe money come into the project, of which he'll steal from it.
But it doesn't sound very warrior-esque, so let me put him in charge of the horsies.
Okay,
or
so
you can put him in charge of all of Tony's skeletons.
Keep him busy cleaning horse manure out of the streets.
Do you have any sort of
horse
skill or swaggering or trait that you can sell it to me with that you're going to appoint him as head as the horse guards?
A farrier, breeder.
Oh, very good. So you're going to pick 20 supreme horses that will be the breeding stock for the new horse guards that he's going to form. Is that correct?
Sure, fair enough.
Okay, and what level are you?
I'm level 5.
Level 5. Give me a roll of 10, please.
Difficult task. Level 5, 2 dice. Looking for a 10. 8 is a fail.
8 is a fail. So, but we do have the champion Silas thinking about the fact that the city could use a horse guard. That would also help them beat back the Saurians, which would make him, have more acclaim. Mike, do you follow what's going on here with Silas?
Yeah, we just need to, offer him something so that he will accept the Faith of Glitnir into his city, or at least not be unhappy that we're coming in.
Well stated. I forgot that, yes, part of this is to accept the Faith of Glitnir into the city. Yes. A god of crafts and demonics and necromancy, I believe. How do we pick up the other two? We don't know. But it's also, we're a warrior cult now. How about making him a high priest of Glitnir?
I am an occult scholar, so I guess I can make up a rite to do that.
Yeah, I think we can make up a rite that would a really formal rite, and then you put and I raise my hand for my character. Hey, me next. But
what goes like this: Ricka bracka firecracker sis boom ba.
What is the rite
rah,
entail?
rah, rah.
What are some of the features of the rite that you'd put him through? I hope it's not trial by fire.
No, but he must be dunked in the water.
Okay.
He must be.
Recall Glitnir now. He's a large bronze titan. So
right. Well, the water's going to come last.
Okay.
First.
Quell to quench the blade.
To quell, because there has to be a mineral aspect, there has to be a fire aspect, and there has to be a quell aspect.
Okay.
So we have to mix a little bit of bronze dust into the whatever the equivalent of the petroleum jelly is. He must be anointed.
Petroleum jelly.
Huh?
It could be petroleum jelly. That's fine.
So he must be anointed with the bronze dust mixed in the petroleum jelly. Then we set the petroleum jelly on fire, and then he has to duck his head into the water to put that fire out.
It's an interesting test as well, because the jelly wouldn't burn that hot as people would think, and this Caucasus region is filled with oil.
So the water, so he's got to actually think to remove it.
It sounds great, Mike. What are you going to use to sell it with your skills, traits, or swaggering?
My occult scholar skill.
You actually said that. Thank you. What level are you?
2.
2. It's a tough roll of 12, but because you eloquently said it, I'm going to make it a 7 ordinary.
Oh, nice.
And of course, Mike has now found out the doctrine in order to become a high priest of Glitnir. I go to Greg. We're gonna. The champion Silas is happy. Now we have the second in command, the heir apparent Victor.
Can I take Bard's Tale for that, because the ritual itself becomes part of the religion?
You most
Not
definitely
necessarily
can,
that
Mike.
I'm taking credit for it, but that it sticks.
It also, before you take Bard's Tale, do you have your display of skills checked yet? Because that's our Crafty D's cunning skills.
I don't, so I'll take cunning.
Yeah, take that one because that one truly was not supposed to be checked by Q and D's. I think we've been cheating that a little bit, and it'd be better if we start to emphasize that. It must be done by something like you did, a description. The heir apparent Victor is the older brother of the guy that's currently in charge. He's probably lost his position either because he was injured in battle with the Saurians or incapacitated in some way. Greg, how is he incapacitated? Why is he not the actual leader? Why is his younger brother?
He is lame and cannot ride a horse because of injuries in battle.
Excellent. What can you do to help cure that?
What can I do to cure that? Not a damn thing.
You can cut off his other leg and even him out, right? No,
even him out. I like it.
What any skill trait or swaggering that you can suggest to? Can you flatter him?
I was gonna use armor or smithy to build him a little leg brace in his suit of armor so he can stand upright and ride a horse.
It's perfect. What level are you?
33. Still.
3. I'll give you like Mike. Give me a roll of 7, ordinary roll, in order to succeed at that.
There you go.
Okay, now the heir apparent Victor is now sort of feeling less of a fifth wheel here. We'll go on to Fred. Fred, what sort of position in the city can you give him that would give him more responsibility, a chance for graft, a little bit more acclaim?
He's in charge of finances.
He's in charge of the money. He's now the Barda's principal of coin. It sounds great. And how do you sell that to his brother, or how do you make that happen with your skills and abilities?
Well, let me think about that for a second. I'm a goldsmith and a forger, so I could probably come up with some paperwork.
Why don't you teach him both the goldsmith and the forger as skills, so that he can mint his own currency and mint his own paper currency?
I'm going to teach someone skills. Okay, I can do this.
Okay.
What would that be? 3d8?
Your level is level 4, or yes?
Yeah, level 4 still.
Level 4. Give me 2 dice for a 5, please.
Hey, all right.
Okay, so the guy now he's sort of pretty good on the idea, and he has the skills for the idea. Tony, how you need to convince him somehow that this makes him more powerful than his brother as ruler of the people and all the complaints of the people, as opposed to the guy that makes sure he's all the money of this area, it goes through him.
Okay.
It almost seems self-evident, but how do you sell it with your character?
I'm just going to do it simply. I'm going to be rabble rouser.
Absolutely. You're just going to sell it by he's going to be the one of the legends from this.
So
I'm going to make it a difficult roll for you, though. It's only a 5, but let's see if you can make it.
I have succeeded.
You have succeeded. Terrific. So we have properly convinced the heir apparent Victor. I go on to Rusty. Since we have so many players, I'll just skip myself here. Rusty, the herbalist, Alex, he was the one that to a large degree, he's unhappy in his role. So what sort of role can you actually give him that he'd be happier in? In fact, he confides in you that he doesn't even want to live here anymore.
Well, we could make him the chief alchemist at Rostov.
Okay, sounds like a great thing to do. How do you sell it with your character?
I can do the do a portal for him with my cosmic and send him right there.
You could open a cosmic portal and then kick him through, or
yeah, well, then just lead him through.
Lead him through, absolutely. Give me a roll of, we've been using ordinaries and difficulties. Give me a 7 on 2 dice, Rusty. 14. Wow, your dice are good today. So we now have picked up the herbalist, Alex, into our domains. I'm going to write that down on my list of stuff. Alex of Barda.
is now our chief alchemist in
Now
Rostov.
Barda, let me get my little green pen here. Drawing tools, green pen, and Barda is now been convinced to swear fealty to our leadership as the dukedom, and we haven't really officially claimed any of us as dukedom. We do have a Stellari in the group, so and I think we have two with Laura as a Stellari as well.
And Hugin is when he's in play.
Oh, so we have three then. So we have plenty of Stellari that can actually be the official dukedom when we get around to that civil war. And after that, we're going to head up the river to the High Ruins. Now, in the New Ruins, and they were new by virtue in that they were the last of the four sets of ruins that actually became ruins, a ruined temple complex. They were a temple complex that was established by a rich overlord. When he died, they just fell into ruins. The High Ruins, we read a little bit about that, what makes them so unique. The High Ruins. A dark presence, everyone knows a dark presence haunts this place. The foundations were laid by a necromantic warlord 2 centuries ago. The demon prince wanted a capital away from the watchful scrutiny of the more established city-states. He was vanquished, this overlord, and what was holding the city together slowly crumbled. The temple contains an enemy, most likely. Okay, so that's an obvious thing I just read there. The temple contains an enemy, most likely, some lingering presence. And so what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to enter the High Ruins. You can see that we have a High Ruins tab. Let me go over to that really quick. And it has one little tiny box. You see that little box, Mike?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let me grab a character. We'll use Mike to mark the little character. Let me do just a little bit of preparations here. Everyone has the High Ruins map, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I do. I love that graphic,
need
Fred.
to zoom
Thank
out.
you. That's funny.
Which graphic?
Fred just emailed me a graphic to represent. You'll see it in your email later.
Okay.
It represents the new church.
2, 3. There are 3 people. Grab some characters here.
Oh, you know what? I think, Red, that you accidentally gave me access to Fred's character earlier. Don't worry, I'm going off my my Word file.
Itil, Arvid Brynnar. Fred.
That's
Yeah.
Fred's alternate.
Let me
That's my backup. Yeah, it's not urgent.
Let me change that back to Fred.
Yeah.
And the location of the characters in the bars are not the same, Mike. So which guy was yours? What does he look like?
Hemming, son of Ivar. Let me bring up the character tab again.
Is he in the bar for you?
I hid that in the character portraits bar. I got to bring that back. He's visible for me. Let me. If I get large enough to see him. He is.
For me, he's the very last one, farthest to the right.
That's what he is for me too.
He's not the last one on my bar.
He's a bearded guy facing to the right. Which
Has anyone figured out how to scroll that character bar?
Nope.
Because once it, yeah. Okay.
You have to just shrink it.
He's a long-haired, bearded man facing to the right, and there are only 2 of those.
His face is pretty red.
And
too.
the other one is Sven, level 4, which is Fred's main character. So he's got a bushy beard, and he's looking off to the right.
You mean is it Ernest Borgnine? Yes.
Is it Ernest Borgnine?
You don't know Ernest Borgnine, Mike? Oh my God.
Not with that beard.
Well, not with a beard.
Not with a beard. I can think of him from McHale's Navy and the Black Hole. And
yeah, here's Ernest Borgnine there from the Vikings, the movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a wonderful little ripping yarn. I will put him on the map to represent the party, and after that, I need to grab three bad people and put them on the map. We all love bad people, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure.
And you're putting them on the Caucasus region map?
No, we're on the high ruins.
Oh, okay.
Second
Yeah,
to last. Second tab from the right.
I got the tab. Okay, I see. Okay, there's the one character. Okay.
I love that he's Ernest Borgnine. This actually
That
makes
like
me
a
unaccountably happy.
T section.
Okay, we're up to speed here. From there, Mike, you will make the move for the party, the first move until you hit something, and then we will go ahead and
Sure. Let's
rotate
go
from there.
over- Let's go that way.
Where's my fog? And I do believe that is a crypt. I'll double check. I don't want to cheat you and have you. No, that is not a crypt. A crypt is different. That is a burial vault. A burial vault is you need to defeat undead, specifically Q and D, quell the unliving. Is that something that we have in the tool, or do I need to cut and paste it out?
Q and D, quell the unliving, is fighting undead 1. It is in the Skidbladner sub-tab, just between.
So you actually
engagements and
have that
spellcast.
then, which is great, right?
Yep.
Quell the unliving, and any injury to the adversary creates a win. We will start with Greg from that. And Greg, I will flip a card for you under quelling the unliving. How about a temperance card?
Temperance, all righty. Sock it to me.
Gain the Fury Pip.
Gain Sunder Undead. Temperance, gain the Fury Pip.
Is that
all
it, Mike?
That's all it says.
Wow, all right. I got the Fury Pip.
Let me double check that before we Q and D defeat the undead. I think I had a little bit more than that to it. How about a temperance card? A temperance card. The temperance card may actually be that small. Let me double check to make sure we got that correctly.
Other cards do have.
Yeah, it just says gain the Fury Pip. I see it. Okay, thanks, Mike. You were on the spot. I should never question you. You have gained the Fury Pip, Greg, which is +2 your dice rolls. You must hate undead. And how about if I give you an actual card of a 9?
All right. Entice/summon the carrion eaters to do as Gaia, the goddess of nature, instructs. Success in the weakest adversary flees, vanishes, or falls silent, but fail and suffer shaken penalty. Regardless, player ignores card inversion for the rest of this battle. Nice. He no longer suffers Bane results. Difficulty 10, advantage, wizardry conjuration, L. Let's see. L. Wizardly, unless we have it on our longboat, I don't have it.
Wizardry would not be covered by the longboat. The wizardry is the top in this game, but you'll need to roll a 10, it looks like, Greg, in order to win this battle. Is it make roll time?
It may be, but I have the Fury Pip.
Okay, that's true. You need an 8 on 2 dice.
An 8 on 2 dice. That's kind of reasonable.
To pick up
reasonable.
wizardry conjuration as well.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, pick up your wizardry conjuration, and that is it. That's all it takes in order to win this battle, any wound. And where are you going to go from here? I go on to Greg. You may, since you won that battle, you may push the figure as well.
Sure. Is that worthy of heroics?
At what level?
3.
Yeah, I'll give you heroics at level 3. Say defeat the undead in the high ruins.
All right, so defeated the undead in the high ruins. Okay, that was the only thing I needed at this point. So
you're level 4 now, correct?
I just went to level 4, right?
Sounds good. You take your extra make roll. You can grab your skills when after you push the figure in one of 4 directions.
Yes, up, down.
You can go north, south, east, or west from here.
Well, and we just came from the east, so let us not go there. I am going to go north.
Okay.
Did my move show up?
I did. It just took me a little while to mouse over. Now this is a crypt. Now we finally found a crypt. We're going to use Q&D Madman. Any major tarot knocks the player out of the battle until a reshuffle or the entire party is ousted for a reset. End result, the flee is instead treated as a vicious wound to a random character.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't remember Q&D Madman, that's actually
It's the same as Misanthropes. It's the one we just did.
Yeah, it's the one we just did by random action. So we're back on the Misanthrope table, looking to defeat as a party the crypt, the monster in the crypt. Fred, describe one aspect of the underworld creature in the crypt.
We'll say it has many glowing eyes.
Many glowing eyes. Okay, so we're going to defeat the many glowing-eyed creature. It's not a bad thing.
I figured that was better than tentacles.
Yeah, well, it could have been soft bunny ears.
Thanks, Fred.
That would just be terrible to have that forever in your nightmares. And Fred, your first card, and hopefully it could be the last card of the party with your victory, is a 4 on Misanthrope.
Could be the last part with a fail, too, by the way.
Someone post that in the chat? Okay.
Yep.
Dark forces gather you high and hurl you a mile away. Well, probably 20 feet, but you will embellish the story later. Fail and lose any swaggering technique. This loss may be taken personally or from your weapon, mount, or magical abilities. It may even be suffered collectively on the group's longboat if present. A character without technique is outright slain. Flare, if this happens at sea, the player is cast out of combat, not for a river, but truly at sea. He'd have to take his time and his brilliance and attempt to swim the shore. If the character is skill brawler, which I'm not, this difficulty reduces by 3, difficulty 9, advantage skill acrobat, which I don't have either. Okay, so I need an 8? Is that what it is on 2 dice?
It's going to be a 9. There's no advantage or disadvantage at the moment here. Greg Morrison actually has +2 from the Fury, but you'll need a 9 on 2 dice, or we have lost one of the 6 or 7 longboat swaggering we brought with us.
Didn't everyone get the Fury pip?
No, it just said player with the flip.
Okay, well, I didn't need it.
You made it, and so we do not lose a longboat thing, which is nice. And we go on to my character. My character getting a Misanthrope card. How about a 7 for my character? Shatter my weapon and drag myself around the area behind on my horse. Well, in this case, it could be behind the horse because we are actually in the underworld, and probably not a horse, maybe a pack mule. Fail, the player must select escape. Uh-oh, that's ugly because that escape, let me see what the flare is. Any result of flee instead results in a random person suffering a vicious wound. If I fail this roll, a random person takes a vicious wound. Am I an equestrian?
Am I supposed to be the one making this roll, actually, Red?
Yes, forgive me. I jumped to me when I should have had you, Tony. Tony, the mules are all that we brought with us are now trying to flee the crypt monster with the glowing eyes. You need to calm them down or somebody's going to get trampled by them. Are you an equestrian, sir?
An equestrian, that is a... yes, I am. That's a nobility.
Okay.
I am.
It is a reduced by 3, so it is a 10. And are you Blade Herculean J?
Yes, in fact, that's glorious.
Okay. Give me 3 dice for a 10 to keep somebody else safe.
There you go.
Oh, easily. Now we go over to me. We still haven't defeated the creature in the crypt. A king. This could do it. The foe is more threat as a soldier than a magic user, but right now he seems neither. For the moment, he's happy bellowing demands and howling curses in his multi-eyed form. Success in the magic of the enemy is neutralized. If the trait is rugged, difficulty decreases by 3. Am I rugged? I am rugged, so I need a 9 on 3 dice, or I'm at sturdy, a Q. I look at mount, I look at sturdy. I am not mount sturdy. I do have wizardry paralysis, which I will cover for it, and I need a 9 on 3 dice in order to defeat this crypt monster, and I have done so. Defeating a crypt monster, well, that's magic monstrosity for me at level 4. And we can go. You can try to go in any direction. Who are we up to? Fred, you were the one that pushed. No, yeah, you get to push us in any direction.
Okay, so we get back into this hallway here and go down, I guess. And
you can actually go north or west from the crypt. You can go back to the hallway that's a T intersection.
We can go over here into this black area from the crypt.
You can if you wish. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try that.
Okay. Let me open it up. And you're still making decisions, Fred. Where would you like to go from there? As you can see, it's north and south.
It goes up and then goes south, I guess. We'll see where this goes.
Okay. And we have found one of the official entrances to the underworld. It is a gate.
Oh.
Let me see. So we're no longer crawling through a crack in the in the system. We have actually found an official a gate that goes in and out of the underworld.
Oh, so we've never been through this gate, huh?
No, this is going to be a major obstacle on what probably is defending the gate. A barrier. We have to use Q&D storming actions, including all major terror results, to breach this area in order to cross. Now, before we do that, I'm going to push us back in the hallway. If we decide to go south, we have to defeat the undead minions that are guarding the gate, and the other side of the gate probably has been collapsed to the surface. It'd be certainly a way that the Delvers would find a way to get out through that eventually. And but until then, we cannot go south from there, but we still can go north. Fred, I'll allow you to make the decision on whether or not we're going to.
Let's see what happens if we go up here to the north then.
Okay, we're going to push up to the north area.
And try that out.
Fred, you actually make the decision not to go into the gate area. That's probably a smart decision. And then I'm going to move on to Tony. Tony, you are making the decision on where we go from here. You can follow Fred's direction, or you can go back to any of the other areas that have not been revealed yet.
No,
I'm south from the tombs.
I'm okay with Fred's area going north. That's fine.
Okay.
Really, I half thought that Tony was going to say that he wanted to go into the underworld, and
no, I'm not a fan of the underworld.
No, that would be my other character.
Yeah.
Tony got knocked 20 feet from the entrance to the underworld and said it was a mile away.
No, we're already in the underworld. The going south would have, and breaching the gate had a chance of bringing us back outside, but not very useful.
All right, we have entered the second antechamber. Let's see who's in the second antechamber in the High Ruins. High Ruins, second antechamber. I'm a-looking. And am I in the right ruins? Boy, this sounds familiar. Okay. There is a neutral creature in this area, sort of a demi-human, which it says it's being held here against its will. So let me grab something to represent our demi-human that's being held against the will. This is probably a good one. I have to click 4 things in order to get what I... Okay, so we have this little demi-human creature here that's being held against her will. We have Tony was the guy that moved, and you get to make the decision on it. What do you want to do with this creature?
Is he seem like he'd be dangerous if we removed him from this underworld or this?
No, probably it would find its own domain and then go home. So it isn't like we'd be releasing a monster around the city of Barda.
Okay, well, let's take him with us then.
Okay, so you can bring him along. His main goal is the fact that he's been sort of magically trapped in here unless and he says that there's a monstrous, let's call it a lich for common knowledge. There's an undead magic user in this temple complex, or at least the spirit of one, Fent Ankhet. And he said that until Fent Ankhet is defeated, or a charm stone that the guy holds in his possession, either on his person or in his special chambers, his living quarters, until that thing is smashed, he's going to be stuck here as a servant. So we now have another mission to bring the person along. It can count as a soak off for a wound, in case Tony didn't remember that. If he did remember that, he's right up with play. And Tony was the last one to move. I move over to Rusty. Rusty, what would you like to do from this direction? You can go. You cannot go south, but you can go north or east, or you can go back down any of the other areas that are black.
So I can't go down here?
Sure, you can go back there.
Okay, I'm going to go there.
And down you go from that point. And we know what that is, right?
Was there an east out of the room we were in, by chance?
There was.
Okay.
And we have entered another area that has the undead in it.
We love the undead.
Thanks, Rusty.
Why not? Undead is always good.
If any of us die, we become undead. So.
This is a burial vault, so we're back on Q&D, Quell the Unliving. And since Rusty moves in the area, and also the moon and stars have aligned. Rusty is the first person to get a card as well, because I was the last one to take one. Rusty, you have a 9 on this Q&D Quell the Undead.
Didn't a bunch of us pick up necromancy a while ago?
Yeah,
Probably.
I got necromancy. There's lots of us that have it.
Yeah, I picked it up. Glorious.
Okay, entice, summon the carrion eaters to do as Gaia, the goddess of nature, instructs. Success, and the weakest adversary flees, vanish, or falls silent, but fail and suffer shaken penalty. Regardless, the player ignores card inversion for the rest of the battle. That's nice. He no longer suffers bane results. Difficulty 10, advantage wizardly conjuration, which I do have. So.
Okay, Rusty, this is a success, and this will end end our encounter with the undead here too. So 10 on conjuration, and you made the roll. You missed the roll, and then you made the roll, and that's we are now successfully past that set of crypts, or I should say burial vaults. You can go since this will be the decision being made by Conrad. We move the stone. Conrad, did you wish to go east or west from the burial vault? There is not much underworld that you can go much south of here, or you can go back to another location and move your character.
Is there an exit from the underworld or from the crypt, or is it just that's a one in and out?
You can go east or west from here if you wish. You just can't go further south. There's nothing further south. You can tell
so
by the
you can go
foundations
this
of the
way
wall.
or that way, that way or that way.
Yep, you could, or you can also, if you go further north where the Catman is currently standing, you can go east from there. That's good. That works.
Something's telling me they're trying to drive us into that little square there. And so I will step into the trap.
You will take the bait. How bad could it be? Well, this should be pretty familiar to us by now, and we're going to go ahead and try to quell the undead. And Conrad, the dice for quelling the undead has moved right to you, so let's give you a queen, but it's a bane.
I hate it when the stars align. Climb out of harm's way by using height as a maneuver. Fail and knocked unconscious. Difficulty 7. Advantage skill acrobat. Acrobat is gifted. I am not a gifted. So I'm rolling a 7 on 2 dice. There are no ads to my understanding.
No ads,
so
straight
I'm
up.
for the 7, or I'm going to go sleepy time. And I rolled a 9. Success.
9 is a success, but we're still in the battle itself. Mike, here comes your card.
I get
the
a
moon.
card? The moon? The moon's a great card. I mean, it means magic doesn't work against the party, and I must either treat the next card as the Bane, or else the dispatch I deliver will wound the next player character after me. But, if I do a dispatch, then the battle is over, and the player after me is not affected. So I'll go for the time. I will take that dispatch rather than the Bane.
Okay, so you're not going to take the Bane for your actual card. Instead, the dispatch he delivers will wound the next player character after him. So
no. Sorry, I'm reading that incorrectly. That would no. I'll take the Bane.
Okay, so you're going to take a Bane to try to protect the party. Here comes your card. It is a 6 Bane. It's already a Bane.
God. Well, then there we go. I got to stop playing these altruistic guys who protect the party. And yeah, I should have played my selfish dude this week.
It would have been a Bane anyway.
Look, the impact of my skull was delivered by an ally in a less than friendly manner, by mistake or in the magical confusion anyway. Thanks, Tony. Fail.
You assume it was Tony. I could have done it. What if it was me?
Oh, there's a whole group standing in line to give you it, but not this character.
Clunking you on the head.
It's the greedy Hugin that has tried to take us on a death march through the underworld.
Yeah. Quell Undead, impact deliver, fail and suffer a -1 quest pip going forward. Regardless, character's not unconscious. I'm safe. Difficulty 8.
We were just saving you, Mike.
Huh?
We were helping you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we don't have a quest pip you actually can turn off. We don't use the negative quest pip rule anymore. It's started to become too cumbersome. But a success here, I should say, the fail here, regardless, is you're knocked unconscious. So that is just take blow, Mike.
Okay.
Mike is knocked unconscious. I go to Greg. Greg on the same table. Here comes your card. How about a queen?
Well, I'll waste a 19 on that.
Queen not inverted.
And Greg, did you get called away, or are we still with you? You may be muted.
Earshot, cause of noise for a minute. Have the water running in the kitchen. So what am I doing here?
You're reading that and making a roll.
Oh, yes. Okay. Quell Undead Queen. Remind the undead of all the pain in the world, which they can avoid by choosing a lasting death. Success, and the weakest adversary flees, vanishes, or falls silent. But fail and knocked unconscious. Regardless, enemy loses defensive modifier for the remainder of this action. Difficulty 9, advantage. Skill Tormentor. Man, and I looked at Tormentor and didn't take it. But I am level 4.
Okay. Level 5, you get 2 rolls. Level 4 is you're close to getting 2 rolls.
Battle, right?
Fail and knocked out, so it's 2 dice for a 9, or you're knocked unconscious.
2 dice for a 9 at level 4. Okay. I thought my difficulties improved.
At level 5, you get double rolls.
Okay. Task resolution, level 4 or 5. All right.
Yes. You're right. For level 4 for task resolution, you do get a +2.
5. I'm knocked unconscious.
Got 2 people down. I'm going to Fred.
Yeah, what's going on?
A chariot card. We are trying to quell the undead in the crypt that was discovered by Conrad.
You have to flip for me, or could I do something else?
The burial vault. It's in the chat for you.
Okay. Player has the option of immediately slaying the main leader of the undead. However, by doing so, the number of remaining monsters doubles. Continue battle with the regular personal combat rules. I'm going to go for it, because if it doubles, well, there's we are a bunch of necromancers. We can probably take control of them without their leader.
It's an interesting thought, but if you double the amount that will remain after you kill the one guy, it's 0 as well. So either way, it's a win card. So a lucky break for us. And from there, I move to Mike. Mike, you get to push the group in a direction after we wake you back up. We tell you that you defeated him, Mike.
Oh, cool. I'll take fame for that. No, I won't.
At level, what level?
I'm level 2, and that was a joke. I don't want to take
No,
fame.
you can take fame for that.
Nah.
You don't want to take fame for that? That's all right. How about another one for you at level 2, though?
Dude,
And Greg, same with you. At level 4, you should be checking something for these battles. Not battle, but Bard's Tale, perhaps. Fighting the
Are these
undead.
undead high enough to be...
Bard's Tale for level 4?
Sure.
Yes. All right. There it is. Bard's Tale. I will take that.
Right.
Take adventure, I guess.
I think I have 3 more left. Let me double
Fighting
check.
fighting the undead, quelling the undead 3 times over in the high ruins. I think that would probably earn you a beer in a bar. And I move on to Greg. Greg, you have the stone. Which direction do you want to go to?
I have the stone? Okay.
Push yourself into a black area of the map.
Yes. I go this way.
A good choice. And where to from there, Greg?
Oh, I get another move. All right.
You get another move because nothing has happened. You've made a successfully good move, so we allow you to stay leader.
It's a trap.
Yeah, of course it is.
And where to from there?
Dang! All right.
You're good at this.
Jet, huh?
We're going to make you leader all the time.
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to do that.
If we do that, we'll never get any ignobles.
Ah, yes, we will, because eventually Red's going to get us to the Lich.
Eventually there'll be a lich. That is correct. All right, so we have successfully moved to this area here, and that is another antechamber. And let me count to see what I got here. I got that's 1, 2, 3. That is the 4th antechamber. So which one is that? Who is in there?
You've stumped me.
It is the slave master Khrushchev. He's an illusionist, and he is a loyalist to the Lich who runs this place. So we need to fight him by the Q&D defeat subcommander table. Let me just refresh myself with this. Each subcommander must first be rendered vulnerable by the events. After that, the result of slain may be obtained. You guys remember this table? It always seemed to be vulnerable,
battle,
or slain without getting the 2 in a row. So I have the Fred was the last to take action. Tony, you're the guy that gets the first one of the card of this table. Do we have this in the
Yes,
in the
we do.
tool? Terrific. How about a 9? It's not a bane.
Sorry. Defeating the sub-commander. Oh, this one sucks. Okay, puppet him into defense and success since the sub-commander is slain. He does not suffer this result until he is vulnerable, which he's not. Is not an already vulnerable, fail, and shaken. Oh, man. Advantage, any swaggering type K. Okay, let's see here. Any K. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to do a heroic sword play because I have that locked as glorious. So 3 dice of a 13, so not to be shaken.
Okay.
So first try, second try. There we go, third try.
All right, you're not shaken by the event. You can also, of course, if any swagger K, did you have a K that you had not earned yet or wanted to lock as glorious, those would have been options.
Yep.
I come over to me and I flip a card. I get a knave. I don't particularly like knaves, but at least it's not a bane. Exhaust him and break his spirit. Success in the subcommander is slain. He does not suffer this result until he is vulnerable. If not already vulnerable, fail and suffer a vicious wound. Any H-type swaggering. Let me look at my H-type swaggering, because that 12 looks very, very difficult, doesn't it? H-type swaggering. I have effective spurning, or I have a hefty mount. I can't use my mount, but effective spurning I will apply for 3 dice. looking for a 12. I wish I was level 5. But I have made the roll with a 15, so I am not suffering a vicious wound. Rusty, here comes your card. How about a world? Did I have majors for this, Mike?
All advantages change
Change all advantages to longboat swaggering.
All advantages must now be longboat swaggering. Those are the only ones we can use. Now, the longboat swaggering we have with us are C, E, N, P, R, S, and T, as it says on our longboat techniques tracking sheet. So we lost a number of our swaggering with that flip. And that counts as your action, Rusty, on this table. I go to Conrad. Conrad, you got yourself a king.
Oh, yikes.
There you go. Kings are always good.
Evade and assess. Fail and lose swaggering. Regardless, if this action, the players face radical heretic Berenger, a random character.
Conrad, I have a king, right?
King Bane.
Bane.
Oh, Bane. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, I originally had the same thought, Mike, but yeah, it's a Bane, so he's reading correctly.
Evade and assess. Fail and lose a swaggering. Regardless, if in this action the players face a radical heretic Berenger, a random character, suffers a vicious wound. Are we fighting a Berenger?
No, we're not. We're fighting Khrushchev.
So we don't lose. So we don't suffer a random.
That is correct.
Wound. Difficulty 9. Advantage any swaggering B as in boy. We do not have any swaggering B as in boy. If I were to succeed in this roll, would we get one?
Yes, we would get it on our to bring us along on the boat. Yes.
It all counts. Looking for 2 dice. And there it is, the 11. Woohoo!
So now we have B. The charted path has also come with us into this underworld.
You can
and we move on
guys.
To we still have not
Good
made
job,
this guy
Conrad.
vulnerable, and we still have not made this guy slain. So I go to Mike. Mike, here comes your card. It is the Sun card.
The Sun card. Not inverted.
Not inverted.
Sun card. Until the deck reshuffles, ignore the special injury flares delivered by any subcommander.
Okay, that's good. That will keep us maybe alive. I come over to Greg. Here comes your card, Greg. How about a 10?
And all right. Defeat Subcommander 10. Gather your second wind in a sail. Success and gains fury. If they're already, select any other player to receive this bonus. Difficulty 11. Advantage any swagger. Type J. Take a look at my any swagger.
It's actually
Longboat,
because
Greg.
of the previous flip, Greg. We are all the swagger must count as longboat, and longboat J we do not have with us, so we will pick it up if you get the roll. But the roll is an 11 on 2 dice.
Is that something I ought to make roll?
I would not, because it doesn't actually injure you if you fail.
Doesn't
It's
hurt.
up to you.
That's a good point.
So I wouldn't.
There we go.
You can use one make roll per Q&D in Outlands. We each get to use one of our own make rolls. We just can't use multiple make rolls.
I already rolled the dice.
And that's fine. And we pick up J, which is nice. And you go ahead and you also then, you are now the Fury, so you're +2 to your dice. I go over to Fred. Fred, here comes your card. How about the Magician?
All right, post it up. Okay. All advantages change to wizardry swaggering.
That helps Rusty.
Yeah, Rusty's
And
loving
we
it.
come over to Tony. Tony, how about a 6, Bane?
How about 6?
Could be worse. Could be a knave.
All right. Success get with the defensive posture. Fail and subcommander is no longer vulnerable. Is he vulnerable?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so. If he was not, that now, fail roll inflicts a vicious wound on another random player character. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
It's worse. Keep going.
Regardless, if in this action the player faces Slave Master Khrushchev, we do. The character suffers a vicious wound.
No, we got the earlier card that said we don't lose people for the characters.
That is correct, Rusty. Otherwise, we would automatically, someone in the group would have taken a vicious wound from the illusions of Khrushchev. That has been nullified by the deck. So we still are dealing with the fact that he is not vulnerable, and a random player will take a vicious wound if you do not have Wizardry R or roll a 9.
This is, it's been shifted to Wizardry? It's not the
It
long
has.
Yeah, by Fred's card.
Okay. Wizardry R. Spirit Guide. No, I have Spirit Guide locked as Glorious. I communicate with the Tide Master.
The Tide Master, 3 dice for a 9 to keep a random player from being injured. And you have done so. It's over to me, and I flip a card. I sure would like to invulnerable. How about a hanged man, Mike?
How about a hanged man, Red?
Defeat Subcommander Hangman. After the battle, each character without wounds loses 1 swaggering technique. Wow, I want to be wounded, you're telling me. Only those longboat traits in the party may be used with the highest level character having priority to inflict that loss. So we're going to lose possible 7 longboat swaggering if we do not have wounds after this battle. There's the illusionist coming into play. Rusty, here's your action. How about a 4? Bane.
We love Banes. Okay, let's see. Buy the numbers and be ready for surprises. Fail and all characters lose trait gifted. Strategic benefit of canceling warped outcome. If the event is failed twice by the party, a random character suffers a vicious wound. Regardless, if in this action the player Ambassador knocks, a random character suffers a vicious wound. Difficulty 9, advantage trait methodical. I do have trait methodical. Okay. So I'm looking for 3
dice for a 9 to keep the fail, and all characters with gifted trait have used that ability.
Yeah, no, it's got it in the first roll.
It's just you can continue the battle. We got Conrad here. Conrad,
good job, Rusty.
6 Bane.
That's
I
the
love
one that
Bane.
Tony just had a minute ago.
Contest yet with a defensive posture. Fail and subcommander is no longer vulnerable. However, he wasn't vulnerable. If he was not now, a failed roll inflicts vicious on another random player character. Regardless, if this action, the players face Slave Master Khrushchev, which we do, a random character suffers a vicious wound, difficulty 9. Advantage any swaggering type R, as in Robert. We're using your magical stuff, right?
Yes, we're on the swagger is wizardry that you have to use R, but we also do not suffer the wound from Khrushchev's illusions because we have flipped the tarot deck that canceled that for the moment.
Okay. I do not have R, so I am going
2 dice for a 9 to get it.
Or I'm going to use the make roll.
You may.
And
you make the make roll, and we do not have a random person take a vicious wound, and you pick up that R. R is what? Spirit Guide?
Spirit Guide.
Yep.
Spirit Guide, terrific. I go on to Mike.
Here, protect you.
Mike, how about an ace? Perhaps
there it is.
the win.
There it is. Close the door, Mike. Finish him off.
You can't finish him off. You can just make him vulnerable. Oh no, just kill him already. Oh.
Yeah,
no, it's you're right, Rusty. You can make
not even the main boss. Success in the subcommander becomes vulnerable. If already such, he's not yet. He is slain. The battle is over. Difficulty 9. Advantage any swagger C. Wizardry swagger C is geomancy.
It's actually
it's
choice, Mike.
Oh, the card got canceled. That meant
no, it's any wizardry of your choice. The C that you're reading is actually, because you're on a laptop, it's probably truncating the chat. And the swagger advantage was choice.
Oh.
So you may choose any wizardry technique to try to roll for this.
I see. The best thing is to cancel illusions is illusions.
Okay, if you want to pick up illusions, you certainly can.
I actually already have illusions, but I'm thinking of the... I want to make this guy vulnerable, so I'm using my illusions to cancel his.
Give me 3 dice then for a 9, Mike.
Yeah, because we want to kill this guy. This is not the time to mess around getting new swaggers.
He is a party loyalist, isn't he?
He is.
Okay, so I go on to Greg. Greg, the leader is vulnerable. Let's see if we can put him away. How about a 10?
Oh, Jesus.
Is that going to do it?
Not at a Bane.
Is it a Bane?
It is a 10 Bane.
Oh. Damn it.
Man, didn't I get that roll where I ignored inverted, or did I fail that one? That was previous battle. All right.
Good try, Greg.
Yeah, well,
Good
hang
try,
on.
buddy. That was a very
Yeah,
excellent
no,
try.
that was the
I was
previous battle.
believing you.
Sorry.
I was there
I
for you,
mean-
buddy. I was cheering. I was like, God, Greg, you're the man.
The problem is you
Alright,
can just
Chief
scroll
Commander
up.
Kane, use the seat.
My scroll
Fail
button's
and
broken.
Subcommander is no. Oh gosh, Fail and Subcommander is no longer vulnerable. If he was not that now, a failed roll forces loss of swaggering, regardless of this action. Players face Twisted Offspring. Blucher, a random character, suffers a vicious wound. Difficulty 10. Advantage any swagger type I. Well, we only use longboat right now, right?
No, we only use magic now.
Oh, we
Yeah,
only
it changed.
So you need illusions.
Wizardry.
I happen to have illusions.
You can
Woohoo!
make 10 on 3 dice. Let's do it.
And 3 dice. And do I have a Fury Pip?
I believe you had the Fury Pip from
I
before.
did.
I'm not.
Yes,
I thought
you
that
did.
was
And good thing that you had that
Wow.
Fury Pip.
That becomes
Wow.
11.
11,
So
and
he
so
had
we
illusions.
do not.
I used
We
my
do not
illusions
take
to
away the
cancel his
vulnerability.
illusions, and now Greg is illusioning him.
Fred, how about an
Yeah.
8 for you?
Okay.
It is a
my
bane.
gosh, another bane. It's been a
Oh.
bunch of banes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Oh,
out of the last
okay.
10.
Rely on the old standbys. Fail and all characters lose trait clever strategic benefit for negating a swagger loss. If this event is failed twice by the party, a random character suffers a vicious wound. Have we failed this before?
We have not failed this before. It's the first
Okay.
time we've seen it.
Regardless, if in this action the players face Keeper of Lore Thompson,
We
a
do not.
random character suffers a vicious wound. Difficulty 9, advantage any swagger type N. Do I have any swaggers on the N chart?
It's actually wizardry only has been changed by Major
You need
Terror, so-
voltaic.
Oh, yeah. I did that thing earlier. Voltaic. Let's see here. Do I have Voltaic? No, I don't have Voltaic. Oh.
You can pick it up with a 9.
A roll of a
Yeah.
9.
Well, yeah, this doesn't really do anything because we haven't run into it before, so. Let's see. I missed it by 1.
Missed it by 1. So the failed roll results that all of us have used our clever benefit. We cannot delete any swagger loss. Those 4 little clever chips, I'm going to pull those off.
That's a nasty one.
And
Fred.
we go on to Tony. Tony, here comes your card. How about an ace? Bane.
And it's inverted. All right, thank you. Yeah,
We've had a lot of banes here.
Yeah. Start to wonder who this guy works for. He seems rather glorious all on his own, pale and shaken, regardless if in this action the players face Slave Master Cotton, which we do not. A random character suffers a vicious wound. Difficulty 9. Advantage any swaggering. Choice. Must roll to lock as glorious. Oh, I have to be rolling to lock as glorious, huh?
Yeah, if you are able, yes. So the any swaggering choice, you need to pick one of your wizardry and try to lock it as glorious.
Okay. How about precognition?
Precognition as an E. So go ahead and give me a 9 on 2 dice to lock it as glorious. Less than that, you lose it. And the 14, oh man, this guy's invincible in everything he does. Comes over to me. I made him vulnerable. Let's see if I can kill him. Give me a 3. A 3 grapple. Success, and the subcommander is now vulnerable. In a future event, he may be slain. If already vulnerable, fail, and he loses that condition. The swagger is T. The difficulty is 11. I look at my 11 and my T, and it's cosmic. I have 3 dice because I am cosmic. And cosmic, rolling 3 dice to give myself an 11, huh? It's a tough roll for me. Here it comes.
Well, he already is vulnerable, so don't fail this.
Well, I hope not. And here's a 13, so I have made the roll, so he's not vulnerable. Doesn't lose that category. Rusty, here comes your card. Looking for something to slay. How about a 7?
It's not a bane?
It's not a bane.
Oh my
Strike
goodness.
now. Strike now.
Okay, strike now. Success and subcommander is slain. He does not suffer this result until he is vulnerable. If not already vulnerable, fail and suffer a half D8 increase in warped outcome. Difficulty 10, advantage any swagger type G, which
Celestial.
would be the Celestial, which I already have as Glorious.
Oh my God, he's gonna miss the roll. He's gonna miss the roll.
I could miss the roll, but I could also just
Oh my God,
You
it's
rolled
Rusty.
twice. He
It's
rolls
no way
twice,
he can make
though.
this roll. It's
He
three
Oh,
rolls
rolls.
that's
twice.
right. I roll twice.
You roll twice, and he
Oh my
rolls.
God.
He rolls twice. He only needs a 10. Yes.
And he
The
missed the
first
first
time.
one. Yeah, phew.
The first time I'm going to put my finger over that for the moment, but no, he rolled a 21, which is amazing. A good roll is Rusty, and that means that Khrushchev has been defeated. I think
I'll
we should
take
check
a,
any noble for that.
I'll take a battle
can I-
for that.
That was a tough action. Did we use any make rolls in that battle? I believe we used one.
I used
Mike.
one. I used
Damn
one.
it.
I will check that as desires fulfilled because we are slowly quelling these underworlds and collecting our artifacts from them. I'm only level 4.
I think I'm going to check battle.
You
No,
cannot
it's
check
already
battle,
make roll.
Greg, because
Oh.
we queered it by using a make roll.
Yes.
Somebody needs to correct me on that when I was choosing to do that.
Well, I mean, there will be another battle.
There will
Is
be
he a
lots of
guy
other
for a
battles.
Heroics for level 2?
Heroics for level 2, you certainly can, Mike. However, this guy is a sub-commander battle. It'd probably be at least foul. Did you want to check that yet or not?
No, not yet.
What you should do is if we hit any of the crypts again, treat that as horrible or something.
Is he magic or adventure, perhaps?
He would be both magic and adventure. Either or
magic's
for you.
Harder to pick up. We'll take magic.
Could probably take fame for him because he's high, because he's a sub-commander. But how about Desire's Prophet Power? Because killing a sub-commander gets us closer to the Lich.
That's the same with me, and I
want
agree.
to check the fame ignoble for killing that guy.
Okay, and we are my stone has moved to Fred. Back at you, Fred. You're in the center of the underworld, roughly. You can go north, south, east, or a new path from there.
So we can go west again? Is that
You
what
may
you're
go
saying?
west again if you wish. Yes.
All right, yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
See all this unexplored area over here.
I've noticed that Fred is very much a completist. Not necessarily a good thing in a red dungeon.
Well, yeah, otherwise you're just wandering around looking for the right answer. We go back to what the heck is this? It is is it a chapel? Is it a cathedral?
I was trying to figure out, was that a chateau or something?
It is a chapel.
Looks very
It's the inside of a church. It's a chapel in a long dead temple. We are going to use Q&D Madmen. Any major tarot knocks the player out of battle until a reshuffle or entire party is reset.
Uh-oh.
We have that.
So we want major tarots this time.
It's fighting
Yeah,
the
you know what I
Sandropes
did?
and
I
Madmen,
cheated
right?
us. I cheated us in the sense that I actually treated the crypt as a chapel rather than the chapel as a crypt. So what I'll do is I'll swap the two just to make it fair. We're going to use defeat undead, specifically Q&D sunder the corpse in this room. So the chapel is filled with significant undead, not the main guy we're fighting, but some of his minions, and we get to collect treasure from this. Of a longboat swaggering.
Sunder the Undead was your number 2 one, right?
Yeah, fighting
Under
undead.
Skibidnar.
Sunder the corpse, and last person to
Skibladnar.
take action was Rusty for the win, so I go to Conrad, right? Conrad on Sunder the corpse. You got yourself a 9.
9, and it is not a Bane. That's
is
clearly
not a
going to be
Bane.
good. Okay, that's going to be the best that you could possibly be. Bring one down, waiting for a precision strike. Success and dispatch the weakest adversary, but fail and suffer a vicious wound. Difficulty 13. Advantage skill bowman. I am in fact a bowman, so that means I'm going to roll 3 dice.
Still tough.
For a 13. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I'm not crazy about that roll, and I succeeded.
Wow, I was about to say you could use one of your make rolls for get.
Oh no,
to get
I'm not messing nobody else up on this. I'm going to get my boys through their battles.
Okay. Yes, let's get the low level characters. Their
Plus,
battle.
I get to roll twice, so I was pretty happy with that.
And hopefully you heard me, Mike and Fred and Greg. I've already checked battle at level 4.
Yep.
Battle. Okay, let's see here. Did I already check battle? No, hey, that's a good one.
And the stone goes to Tony. Where would you like to go from this area?
So I need 2 more to make level 5.
All 4 ways possible?
Well, you can't go south because it's a white area and it's nothing there. But you can go north or west from here if you wish.
Let's go north then.
You can also go. You can also go east from the last antechamber that we beat Khrushchev in, and north from the chamber we beat Khrushchev in. The direction you picked is perfectly fine. Let me draw it out. And still your choice.
Oh, let's just connect. Let's do this. Connect it that way.
Okay.
All these completists.
Yep. Oh, it's I don't know what that is.
It's a sand pit.
It's not a sand pit. It is a subterranean passage. We don't call it a sand pit in this part of the underworld. Okay, you're going to face a monstrosity. We're going to use Q&D grapple top ahead and follow with the dance of death. Any result that forces move off the head is replaced with a vicious wound. Collect treasure for the longboat, which we're still collecting because we're all filled up. And so a Q&D grapple top of head. That's not a terrible table to be on, but it is a dragon table. So we're fighting a monster. Tony, what is a feature of this monster that we're fighting?
It's monstrous in size.
It's monstrous in size. Well, that would make sense because we're only facing the head of it. The rest of the dragon is down below. I'm actually on page 276 if you're in the omnibus / fundamentals book. And here comes the card. Where did I leave off at? I left off with Laura. Mike, you're going to cover for Laura. Here comes your card, Mike, to defeat a dragon's head. It's a 2. It's a bane, but there are no banes.
I don't think we have this unless it's the same as the Zone of Terror.
It's there is the Zone of Terror as part of the Dragon Battle. This would just be top of head as part of Dragon Battle. Do you have that, or I'll post it?
I don't think we have this one.
No, I don't think so.
Here you come. And it's in the chat.
Touch a symbol carved on the beast or painted indelibly as a curse left by another who reached this point but failed to kill the monster.
That's actually poetic. I pat myself on the back for that one.
Yeah, that is a good one. Fail and add a half D8 steps towards oblivion on your tally of warped outcomes. Difficulty 9, advantage skills. I'm not seeing it.
Delver. Yes.
I am a Delver.
3 dice to keep from touching the cursed symbol that was left behind. And you have successfully passed that, but the animal is still alive, very much alive. We go on to Greg. Greg, your card on the beast. Reshuffle the deck.
Who shuffled that?
I'll shuffle it 8 times. Maybe 9. Here it comes, Greg. You got an ace. Ace is a great card.
Okay.
Let me post it for you.
Thank you.
Click and clickety clack.
Top hit ace. Listen for a gasp or pant of inhalation, then strike to seal top jaw into bottom. The resulting trapped fiery exhale should explode open the dragon's head. Success and slay the dragon. Continue with the dance of death for all players. Flare. If this player does indeed fell the creature, he is shaken. Penalty, which subsequently could cause his character injury. Difficult. T7, advantage, swagger, concentration, E. I do not have it.
But you can pick it up.
2 dice for 7. You pick up swagger, concentration, but you are shaken into the dance of death as the defeated head thrashes around the area.
Is there a trait that allows you to ignore your first shaken?
What happens is the bold trait doesn't allow you to ignore the shaken, but it only lasts for 1 round.
I am bold. Okay.
It's not going to matter. It's going to be immaterial because the Dance of Death is 1 round. Each player takes his own event from it.
Okay.
You're damned here, but at least you can try to win.
I killed the dragon.
You killed it. You killed this monstrous beast of enormous size in the underworld. You probably should check something for that, Greg. But we're going to continue with the Dance of Death. I go to Fred. Your card on Dance of Death is
that
a king.
heroics? stabbing
It
the
could
dragon in the head?
Could be fame.
It's a pretty significant heroics. You don't really want to take your heroics
that's
too
true,
powerful because you have to do better the next level.
Adventure, travel. Where's fame?
Fame is where is
Bard's
it?
Tale.
Bard's Tale.
Yes.
Bard's Tale's checked for me already.
Oh, which ones
All
aren't
right.
checked?
How about magic monstrosity?
Magic's checked for me.
Are you of a heroic mindset that this is desires fulfilled, that you've slayed a dragon-esque creature?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Sounds good.
You can
there's
take
treasure all over the
notoriety,
floor,
too.
So you can collect, at least a purse of coins from the treasure on the floor. We're telling our minions to gather the treasure for us, and they're nodding their heads as they put it in their own pockets, of course. But it's all in fun. Fred, go ahead and read it out to us on Dance at Death
So
King.
maybe engage in some protective spellcraft if you insist. Success and save someone else from the dragon's final acts. Players may select anyone to completely protect. Regardless, you are safe. If character has wizardry geomancy, I don't have geomancy. Difficulty lowers by 5. Difficulty 11. Advantage trait gifted, which I am.
3 dice for an 11 to save the rest of the party, Fred.
Oh, okay. The whole party,
Because you're already safe from your act.
All right, done.
Fred has saved our lives. Tony sort of nods his head. Of course, that's what minions do for Stellari. But Fred, that's one that probably you should check. You don't want to check heroics for that unless you're level 7 or so. But you probably want to check adventure or Bard's Tale or monstrosity for that.
Oh, did
Prudence, forethought.
we beat the dragon?
So it was forethought to save everybody.
Forethought to save one, absolutely. And go ahead, Mike.
All right.
I just came back from using the restroom, and I guess we just beat the dragon.
Yes, we beat the dragon in a couple of good rolls.
Greg killed it.
Greg nailed his mouth shut and its head blew up.
I pulled everybody else out of the room before.
I told it not to
I've never met a dragon before. I'll take a Bard's Tale for that. I've never met a dragon before. I was going to save it for
he was
this,
saying
but...
to you, it's gonna be a real tough one to pass up later.
If that would be heroics.
Did you flip a card in this one, Mike?
I did. I got the I had the first card. I had to not touch the cursed symbol.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh wait, that's prudence. I didn't touch the cursed symbol.
It's true too, Mike. And from here, Tony was the person on stone. I go over to Rusty. Rusty, you can stop being a completist and you can take yourself into some random dimension off of the circle we found. I mean, the path you've taken has taken us right back to where we were the one time. The guy, the little cat man who's coming with us, say, "Hey, we're back at my prison cell. Good job, guys." Rusty, where would you like to put us? Rusty is going to go into a totally new area.
Good job, Rusty.
We'll see how that works out for him.
We haven't had enough vicious wounds.
True.
No, we have not had enough vicious wounds. We have had no vicious wounds, and that means that we're going to lose a lot of our
You had to
longbow.
remind him.
I want to save our longbow techniques.
Thanks, Rusty.
4 vicious wounds.
Let me check and
As long as
see
it's not me.
what my cheat sheet says on that one. That looks like a barracks of some sort, I believe. I could be mistaken. It's a dormitory.
No, dormitory? Oh, yeah.
A dormitory. We're going to use the nasty monster bane with each player needing to obtain his own escape result. That's ugly, and no two ways about it. Any result that causes decline in ferocity is treated as the battle end. That we really want. Major Tarot treat as difficult roll task resolution to gain personal swaggering of the corresponding letter A to T. Exceptions, of course, for the wheel and sun become... wheel reshuffle and sun gain personal of your choice. Else fail and lose the personal swagger if already present. See the cheat sheet. I don't think I need the cheat sheet, but if we need the cheat sheet, I will go to the cheat sheet. Boy, that was tough to say. And so nasty monster bane. I'm going to go back to my table of contents here.
Page 167.
What page, Conrad?
167 is what I'm saying.
167. Thank you.
And it's in the tool also.
Nasty, I see it. Nasty is Nasty is one of the easiest ones, so it's not terrible. And and Tony, you're up.
It's terrible.
Here
It's one of
comes
the
your
harder
card.
ones.
And of course, it's a devil. A devil card.
C, right? C is in Charlie.
I'm sorry, the devil. The devil.
Yes.
Maybe I actually do need my cheat sheet. My
No, so C.
my
Devil
cheat
is
sheet
C,
says
right?
N.
Okay.
No, it's not gain a random amount swaggering, Conrad. It's because I got a flare table here. It's
Right.
the
I
major.
just went down from the top. Chariot's A, Death is B. But if you've got a cheat sheet, never mind.
Yeah, the cheat sheet is just magician is A, high priestess is B. It's the
Fair
number
enough.
of the actual tarot card, right? And because the devil card is like a 14 or 15, but the wheel card doesn't count. So
Skip it, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I posted all that in there, although it's tough to see. And in fact, did it post? Huh,
No, he posted the Dance of Death again.
that's interesting. Well, we're not going to worry about that then. It's going to be the devil card from what I gather here, and I'm trying to see again how this works. A difficult roll to pick up N, we said, right? Yes, devil is N. Are you already, do you already have it locked as glorious? Personal swaggering N, Tony?
I do
Killer
not.
Instinct.
It is. This is personal swaggering and
Personal swaggering N, a killer
Oh.
instinct.
killer instinct. Yes, I do. I have that locked as glorious.
It's locked as glorious, so you cannot improve it or lose it. So your situation is passed. It comes over to me, and I flip a card for me, and I got the Fool. The Fool is going to give me the chance to get wrestling holes. I do not have wrestling holes on a difficult roll. A roll of 12, I can pick it up. I'm trying to get my mouse to my dice roll so I can see if I can roll a 12. That roll is not a 12. That is about as pitiful roll as you can make without being pathetic. And so I did not pick up a swaggering. Rusty, here comes your card. The Lovers. Wow, this is going
Very
F.
appropriate for the full card.
Rusty, you can pick up Disarming Blows. Do you have it?
Glorious already.
Glorious, so it's not going to matter. We go over to Conrad. Here comes your card. And it's a 9. We finally got a result that's actually going to generate something. I'm nasty. You need me to post it, or do you have a nasty
No,
bane?
I was on,
sorry, I
was
got
on
it.
mute. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There are no banes there, so they are all in fact banes.
Yes.
Strategize to overcome the monster's swelling numbers. His weaker minions and guard animals are in a frenzy too. Fail and suffer shaken penalty. If the character is a skilled delver or trait methodical, let's quickly glance at this. I am not methodical, and I am not a delver because that's gifted, so I don't have either of those, unfortunately. The difficulty reduces by 2 for each. Difficulty 9, advantage mount, talking, P as in Paul. And I don't believe I have that because I glanced at that earlier. So I'm looking for a 9 to get talking on my mount.
That's
Should
correct.
I fail this roll,
You're
I
shaken.
will become shaken. I'll become fearful. I'm going to roll 2 dice looking for the 9. There it is.
And you are not shaken, but you're still in the battle. Nobody is out of the battle yet. I go to Mike. We all have to get our own individual escape. A 2, or the creature needs to be quelled. A 2, nasty, Mike, for you.
A 2, nasty. Go right for the leader of this massive degenerates. Make that beast howl in agony so its minions scatter. Success in enemy is reduced in 1 ferocity to large. All may rejoice. Yay! But fail and lose any swaggering technique. The loss may be taken personally from a weapon mount or magic abilities. It may not be taken from the group's longboat. If the character is a skilled duelist or man-at-arms, let me check that. I am a man-at-arms. I am not a duelist. Difficulty reduces by each. Difficulty is 7. Advantage is blade mucilage B.
Well read, Mike.
Do not think I have mucilage. Thank you. Blade B. I don't have that, but I need a 7. I'll take that.
7. And
with-
also, the more important, a success to reduce the ferocity. You have saved the rest of the party from continued rolls on this table. Perhaps being a completist was a better idea, Rusty, than taking us into some random dark area that we haven't been to before. I'm going to go on to move the brick over to Conrad.
Thanks, Rusty.
Conrad, where would you like to move the party at this point?
Nobody got a vicious wound.
So I can either be.
My purpose was to get a vicious wound.
So that's like growth and leadership by saving the entire party, right?
It is.
From the nasty.
You've been very selfless in general anyway, so we'll go ahead and let you check that. And Conrad, from where we are, you can go north, south, east, or west, or you can go back into some of the dark areas we haven't discovered yet.
So I have a choice of becoming a completionist or going into new and bold territory.
You do.
I'm going to go.
We got a lich to kill. You think the lich is over here at the beginning? No.
Let's see where we're. Well, I mean, there is some logic to that I wouldn't put the entrance to the underworld one step away from the place we need to be, because that would be a lot of work with very little reward. All right. It's Tony's favorite location of these underworlds. The skulls. What are the skulls?
Oh, the Mountain of Skulls are the best.
Danger. It's just called Danger. We're going to use
treasure room.
Q&D cultist. Any major terror knocks the player out of battle. Any result to flee is instead treated as a vicious wound or random character. No, yes, to a random character. That's ugly. Q&D cultist. So we're going to go to the Q&D cultist table.
Page 182.
182, thank you.
According to the tool.
And 182 on the cultists. We've seen this before. It's over to Greg. Greg, here comes your card on cultists. A king, and it's a bane, but it doesn't matter.
Alrighty. King. Okay. They appear to be pelting you with earthen pots of sulfur and fecal matter. Ick. These people are just pests, bugs to be squished. Success in enemy magic use is neutralized. If the character lacks trait rugged, the difficulty increases by 5. Dang it, I lack trait rugged.
But success here and neutralize means that none of us have to take our results. So that would be a very good thing for the party.
Yeah, well, I mean, I need to roll a 16 on 2 dice.
16 on 2 dice. I know of one particular way that can be done.
Yeah.
I can make roll it. I can make roll it. I'm going to
pick a Mount Carapace.
Hey, make roll.
Yeah. I am.
Are your friend.
There you go. Make roll.
Oh, he made roll that.
Now, where did you come up with that idea?
You're so selfish and saving the party. Very nicely done, Greg. You can take your Mount Carapace O as well on that. And we then go to Mike. Mike, where would you like to move the character? I also opened a little bit more of the underworld there.
Oh, boy. I could be a completist also, or I could just march us right back to that gate to the underworld, except I'm not playing the guy who would do that. So we'll go this way.
Down, okay. That's interesting.
Well, quarter that thing at the bottom that we haven't covered yet, right?
And it is a stairwell to an unknown location, changing level. And when we enter that stairwell, going back to my map here to make sure it is a flight of steps. We go down the flight of steps. It's a Q&D full-on charge to actually defeat the guys that are guarding the steps, including major terror results to force pass. Sunder to win. Any result of skirmish or rally is treated as a vicious wound to the person who fails the roll. So Q&D full-on charge. Page number, Mike, you're really helping me out so far.
248.
248. You guys are great. I don't have to go back to my table of contents. 248. Full-on charge. And the Fred, here comes your card for full-on charge. How about a knight?
Okay, let's see here. Lower lance and skewer, circle back and do so again and again and again. feasting on the inexperienced, an enemy of diminished stance. Success in all players take actions on Sunder Shield Wall. Difficulty 7. Advantage Mount Vibrant. Oh, I gotta look. I don't know. Let's see if I have that one.
This is for the win, Fred. Anything that puts us to Sunder Shield.
Let me get to
those poor skeletal guards on that hallway. Don't know what the height advantage is that you're taking advantage of. Mount Vibrant M. You can also be covered by. Do we have it on the longboat?
I have that. Okay.
We do not have it
on stores. We don't have that.
We actually do because abundant
so
stores.
It's 3 dice if I have it. It's 3 dice if I have it, right?
3 dice. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Made it.
Okay, so that ends that encounter, and we move on to Greg. Where would you like to go from here? You're pretty much at the.
So I pick it up then and make it glorious.
Well, only if you decide. I'll let you re-roll and try.
Only if you roll on 2 dice.
You'd have to try on 2 dice, Fred. Is it worth it to you? 7?
I'll keep what I got. I'll get it again.
Okay. And we go to Greg. You can go back. You can go back up the hallways if you want to stay in the general area. You can also go east from here, but there is no. I'm sure you can also go west from here. There is no east and south.
Yeah, I mean it's except for these little 3 black squares down here. There's not a lot down there. I'm not sure. I feel like being a completist, so I'm thinking just go north.
Okay.
North it is.
The delay is me trying to get my draw rectangle back.
Right.
Well, you get your drawing.
Just sometimes Epic Table just does not want you to remove the fog of war.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has that problem.
Okay, here we go. It's come on. Okay, and that is a crypt. This time we're going to get the crypt right. The crypt is we have to defeat and sunder undead corpse. We've seen this before. And as we try to defeat undead corpse, I go to Tony. Tony, here comes your card on sundering undead corpse. It is a justice card.
Okay, let me get down there. Sunder undead corpse, justice, huh? Lose a random
not sunder.
Technique. Glorious remain changed. If the character lacks that ability, he instead loses one of his choice. If he has none remaining, suffer a vicious wound.
I've got something different for Sunder Undead Judgment. It's got its own major tarot.
Justice, Mike, not judgment.
I apologize.
That's fine.
So random one. Let's see here. Roll a d20. So it's number 14. Which is this? And instead it was a mount.
It says random blade technique.
Blade,
right?
sorry. Okay, blade. Number 14 is the N. Impetus. I lose impetus. Okay.
Okay, lose a random blade technique unless it's locked as glorious. That card, unfortunately, is just a take blow. We come over to me. Same table. I got a sun. What is that sun going to do for me?
It's going to do that.
It says the main mummified leader is dispelled. If there is no grand monster, the remaining undead in the area fall dormant. Something divine has answered my prayers. Well, we like the fact that something divine answers my prayers. I cannot really call it a cunning or crafty deed to get my level out of it, but I can say that the brick has moved. And Fred, where would you like to go from here?
Okay, let's go just straight back west here and see what happens. We can go that direction, right?
You most certainly can. Into evil. Danger. We're going to use cultists.
Well,
Once
lots
again,
of danger in this dungeon.
Fleas are, yes, lots of danger in this dungeon. Any result of flea is instead treated as vicious wounds to random characters. Q&D, occultists.
Well, there's your vicious wounds. Who was wanting those vicious wounds?
I was just kidding.
Cultists. Cultists is on what page?
182.
782. Thank you.
How many of these guys are there?
It's just until we each got to take an attack until somebody generates the result success and enemy magic use is neutralized. So it could be one card, could be 78 cards.
We can't
I have
do
left
one
off
of
with
these
myself.
guys?
I go to Rusty. Rusty, you got yourself a
It could
10.
be sex and enemies neutralized, depending on the cult.
It could be, yes. It's a.
Can we
it's,
duel these guys?
I got to get my mind out of the gutter and my teeth. I got to get a little bit more polydent on my teeth to get my diction up.
Let's see, a repetitious chant seems to start with one magician and continues daisy chain for the next, and then the next, and so on. Interrupt their mystic rhythm, fail, and suffer a vicious wound. I didn't mean me getting a vicious wound. If the character lacks skilled bowman, the difficulty increases by 5, difficulty 7, advantage skill of arms. Let's see. I am a bowman. Where's skill of arms? Skill of arms.
Man at arms is probably what under Legion, under energetic.
I am man of arms, so I'm looking for a 2 and a 3 dice. I think I can make that.
No, it would be the difficulty increases by 5 if you're not a bowman. It's a negative effect. So you still need that 7 on 3 dice, and it is just to avoid the vicious wound. We are still in this battle, though. This could be the last battle of the game. We'll pick this up next week. Conrad, I'll flip a card for you. How about the Wheel of Fortune? Shuffle once.
Like the Wheel of Fortune.
How about the King of Cups for the win?
Always good. My brain is in the gutter because it's connected to my body. They appear to be pelting you with earthen pots of sulfur and fecal matter from the gutter. These people are just pests, bugs to be squished. Success and enemy magic use is neutralized. If the character lacks the trait rugged, the difficulty increases by 5. I am in fact rugged, so it does not increase by 5. Difficulty 11, advantage, mount Carapace O as an Oliver, and that is. I do not have O as an Oliver.
You could make it.
I could make it.
Get that. Oh,
bankrolls reset.
The bankrolls will not reset next week. We don't
want that. But let me
neither
check
do the wounds. But we do say that things like the rugged trait, ignoring a wound, and your clevers will reset for actions. Those sort of things will reset.
So once per adventure, you may gain the Fury Pip. Let's do that one.
Okay, yes, absolutely.
At level 5, once per adventure, you may gain a Command Pip. So let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, that gives you
total
plus 3.
So plus 3 to the roll. That puts
actually in Outlands, the Command Pip is even better. You can use a +1 or +2 at your option if you need it.
So we're looking for the 7 or better to get command or get Carapace, and we rolled a 7.
7 or better to get
nice.
Carapace.
Nice.
That's and the win.
And the win, baby.
Okay, we're going to come back here next week, and we're going to continue this underworld crawl. There looks to be about you're about 50% done by the number of blocks that I'm looking at, and you still have not found the main guy, and there's still 1, 2, 3, 4. There's still 4 sub bosses that are either going to be friends, like Tiger Man, who I left behind by accident, or other new ones. And plus we have technically it is the end of the adventure. I probably should assess that so we don't forget it. I'm going to take off. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us. We have lost 7 random longboat techniques. Actually, it isn't random. It's the ones we got with us. 2. We will pick up treasure and abundant stores easily next week.
Okay.
All right. A little bit of loss there. 2, 4, 6. One more. Vermin free. Who let the rats out? We keep those things caged for a reason. All right, guys. I will see you next week.